Hi, Hunters. Thank you for joining us. I'm Joy.
And I'm Laura.
And this is The Witches of Letters, a supernatural rewatch podcast.
Buckle up as we dive into season 4, episode 22, Lucifer Rising.
Which, the last episode of this season.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. We also have a guest on for the last episode of this season. I'm really excited to introduce to you guys. I feel like being supernatural fans, you've probably definitely come across his content before. He has some really fun stuff out there. So we have Wally of the Wally Verse with us today. Do you want to say hi, Wally?
Hi, everybody. Hunters. I love the name. That's such a smart name for your fans.
Thank you. We did used to be the Women of Letters when we first came out, and then we found out that was taken. That was very sad. So now we're the Witches of Letters.
That would have been such a good name.
We had such nice tie-ins. Yeah. But we love being the Witches of Letters too, because we're both pretty witchy, and we get to.
But Laura doesn't know about the Women of Letters or the whole letters.
No, she doesn't. I was waiting. That's the other thing that I'm sad about, where we had to change the name before we even got there, because she has no idea how cool the name is.
Yeah, I don't know all of it. I just know that Joy had to tell me a little bit.
Like 8 seasons to figure that out.
yeah.
Oh, that's why we're named that. I thought we were just writing letters.
Yeah.
I just trusted her. She said it was a good name, and I trusted her.
It is a top tier name.
Thank you. But yeah, the thing is like that keeps happening is whenever we have guests on, usually the guests have watched the whole show as well, and Laura will just be like sitting there like, yeah, okay, when I get there in 8 seasons.
And you guys are taking your time watching it. Like when I first watched it, I literally binged it in like 4 weeks, I think.
Yeah, we have to because I don't know what's coming up. We have to watch it like one a week, like old school.
The old school way. Oh my god, I remember watching it when it was on air.
Yeah,
throwback.
I really want to binge it sometimes. I'm like, I just want to watch
She
more.
gets so mad at the end of some of the episodes, especially the cliffhangers of like the season enders, where you have no idea what's happened or somebody's died. And like, you should have seen her, dude, when Sam got stabbed.
Oh my god, season 2 finale.
Yeah, and he dies, and you're like, she was like, wait, he can't be dead. What do you mean? What do you mean?
What does he just died?
And that's the first time like one of them actually like died, and you're like, oh my god.
You're completely shook.
You're like, wait, is this gonna be just a Jensen show? Is he gonna get a bike after this? Like, what about the Impala? Like, what is happening?
That would be cool though. Dean with a bike.
We kind of got like the difference between the way they grieve in that episode.
Yeah.
Dean just becomes like a shell of himself. Meanwhile, in Mystery Spot, Sam becomes the fucking Terminator. Oh, I don't know if you're allowed to curse on this.
Yeah, you are. We swear all the time.
Yeah.
You're good to go. It's fine.
Yeah. Sam without Dean is terrifying.
Dude, that whole episode, we were just like, excuse me, what is happening? And I also feel like that's like the big reveal because Jared's been buff through the show.
Yeah.
But in Mystery Spot is the first time that you realize that he's ripped like fucking Superman.
Yeah.
Like,
and then, oh my god, that one scene in season 6, I already know you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
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 It was like, yo, what? He is a moose.
I cannot wait for Laura to see that. Her mind is going to be blown.
Oh my god, she hasn't even met.
She's a Sam girl too. So when we get there, she's going to lose her mind, and it's going to be amazing.
I don't know anyone. I've only just met Cass.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh my god, my cat's name is Cass. Fun fact.
Oh, my cat's name is Ruby.
And the other one is named Sammy.
Oh. We need cat photos at some point. Just saying.
I'll post them on my Instagram.
Yeah, we've got posts up for the podcast cats because Laura also has a cat, so we've done little like podcast cat posts.
If I get another one, I'm gonna have to call it a supernatural name.
You really will.
We need a Dean cat,
like Meg or something.
Yeah, we do need a Dean. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop us into the episode. So my hot take for this episode, from my little preamble ramble, is the whole plot twist of killing Lilith being the catalyst for everything is still one of the best ones that I have seen. Like, you can sort of see Ruby's betrayal coming, I feel like. Like, if you've been watching, you can kind of tell that Ruby is probably going to end up being a bad guy at some point. But, like, having Sam build up and destroy himself and destroy his relationships, being like, I'm going to be the hero, I'm going to be the big brother, I'm going to protect you for once. and thinking that he's corrupting himself, but to do things for good, to like finally turn this curse into something good. And then that's what fucking does it. Like that's what destroys everything and fucks everything up. Like that's
and it's so smart too, because you kind of like Ruby kind of convinces us for the whole season. You're like, yeah, she's helping him, but then the demon blood reveal, and you see Sam's face when he first like drinks the blood. You're like, oh, there's something else going on here.
Yeah.
She's bad influence.
Yeah, I really keep thinking of her as this like hot, morally gray character until you get to this episode, and then it's still a little bit like there's still a small part of me that's like no, because I don't know, she's so sassy and funny and like witty, you know. And I just, as a character, I love her so much. I love both iterations of her. I like blonde Ruby, I like brunette Ruby.
Blonde Ruby was different because you can't even like you don't like, they don't set it up at all last season. You're just like, oh, this is a cool demon chick. Like, oh, cool, good demon. Nope.
Yeah,
the
a demon with a soul.
Ever.
Yeah. She's like, but I remember being human. Yeah.
Straight up a Satanist. Literally a Satanist.
Literally a Satanist.
Oh yeah, because they say about her being a witch at some point as well, don't they?
Yeah.
In one of those, the episode of all the witches in the house.
Yeah, it was definitely a teaser. It was like a little lead in, but the whole time she's like, everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. And then she has that heart to heart with Dean where she's like, no, I'm sorry. I wouldn't wish what's gonna happen to you on my worst enemy. And you're like, oh, because then also it makes it more convincing. It lulls you in because it's like, why would you say that if you were the bad guy all along? She has these little elements of sympathy to her, and the way she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. This is tearing you apart.
It's so smartly played, especially that episode, Heaven and Hell, when she like sacrifices herself for the Winchesters and Alistair is like torturing her. You're like, oh shit, like she's really with them. Like she's really on this side.
I feel like that was the episode where when I first watched it, I had been cautiously liking her this entire time. And she was getting, this is one of the longer arcs for like a female badass on the show. Because female badasses historically last like part of an episode and then get murdered. So I was like, yes, a strong girl. Come on, stay with me.
That's like one of the biggest flaws of Supernatural, I think.
And then I saw that and I was like, oh, okay. So she is a good guy and we can keep her. Yes.
We can trust her. We can trust her. But I think the best thing is like when like Sam opens up about his relationship with Ruby, Dean's immediately like clocking her. He's like, oh, so she's used sex to manipulate you and she got you addicted to the demon. But like immediately just clocked her like, Sam, you're an idiot.
I think one of the things that the show does really well in terms of like it's not really rivalry, but the conflict that they have sometimes is like Dean has this thing where his instincts are almost always right, but because he can come across as kind of a jerk, and I say this as a Dean girl through and through, because he can kind of be somewhat of an asshole. You're like, oh, you're jealous. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're reacting out of this. And then it turns out he's right. So like he was right about Adam. Adam was actually a monster the entire time. Right? And he was right about Ruby the whole time.
He's always right, but for the wrong reasons. He just presents it wrong. Like if he fixes the way he talks to Sam, the show would be over in one season. And they communicate a lot too, is the thing, which is funny.
It is funny because they are like one of the things that gets raised and said a lot, and some of our last guests said this before, is that it's supposed to have a larger female following, which I'm using air quotes because I looked it up and it doesn't really. But the impression is that it has, So I looked up the numbers, and the numbers are actually pretty neck and neck, male to female. But it's just that the female fans are more vocal and tend to go to the cons more than the male fans. The male fans tend to be more quiet and reserved, a lot of them. So you don't know, and you think that it's like this huge female fandom with like a couple of dudes.
Yeah, I'm like the only dude I know online that like talks about it like as much as I talk about it.
Oh, really?
I know. And then one of my other favorite creators are Charlie Castle. He's funny.
Really funny.
Oh yeah, we like him.
He is really funny. Yeah.
I didn't even know bro followed me, and I was like, oh snap, I love your content.
That is such a cool feeling.
We became mutuals like a few months ago.
Dude,
oh, that's cool.
That is very cool. You must have been so hyped up. I should tell him to come
on this podcast. He probably would.
That would be really epic. We would love to have him. He's so funny.
Yeah, he's such a like genuine Supernatural fan too. Like you could just tell.
Yeah, his heart is in it when he's making those reels and stuff. Like you can see his heart's in it.
His
That's
dog
another
is
reason.
so cute.
Oh my god, his dog is
dog.
adorable. Yeah, no, but that's one of the reasons why I really liked your content too, was because I felt like the stuff that you make speaks to my heart as a fan. Like it's all the stuff that I think to myself, but you put it into words really well, and it's really, really witty humor. It's not like a random
you.
observation. Like you have such deep cuts with it. Um
Like, and not a
so
lot of people understand. Like, when I say that, like Laura's not gonna. I mean, Laura might get this a little bit now, but when I say Sam and Dean like beat everybody with prep time, people think I'm joking. But like, when you
no.
watch all 15 seasons of the show, you're like, yeah, this makes sense.
Yeah, if you really think about it, because I can't talk about it though because I'll spoiler things for for another time. But yes,
Well, actually, we can kind of talk about it. Like, I don't know if you guys are anime fans, but like Supernatural is like the classic anime arc. Like in season 1, what are they fighting against? They're fighting against one demon. At the end of season 4, now their bad guy is Satan himself. So like, the escalation
really
across
is.
4 seasons is crazy.
It's over 9,000.
Yeah, it is over 9,000.
I like it when you're always like that Sam and Dean or Supernatural's ruined horror films for you.
Oh yeah, I love reposting that video because it always gets new fans. I'm gonna remake it. Actually, I have a different version of it coming out because Stranger Things came out. So I'm like, all right, Sam and Dean ruined horror for movies for me. I can't watch Stranger Things anymore.
Oh, that'll be epic. I love that we get a little teaser on the podcast now because that's really fun for me because I genuinely I am a fan of the content that you make. So this is like a little sneak peek. This is really fun.
I have so many I haven't made them in a while, but like I have so many Supernatural videos that I have to make.
Okay, so I have a fun fact for you guys also, which I'm not gonna go into too much now because I'm gonna go into it a little bit more when we get to the actual part of the episode. But basically the writers of the episode have done their research like they used to. And the lore for this episode is there actually was a St. Mary's College run by Redemptorists in this kind of really small, declining, now extinct town in Ilchester, where this is set, basically in the same state that this is set in. The college closed in 1972, which is the same date used in the episode. And the abandoned building, which eventually went into ruins, actually became nicknamed Hell House and is supposed to be haunted as fuck. Like paranormal explorers, all kinds of people go down to it. It's in the middle of this forest. It is terrifying. Okay. There are all kinds of creepy pictures of it. It's actually on Atlas Obscura. Like that's how creepy it is.
We gotta go there and film a podcast episode.
Add it to the road
After
trip.
We're gonna film the finale.
Yeah. We go on a big road trip there and we record an episode
and maybe
there.
the ghosts could be a guest.
It would be
How
terrifying.
does it feel to be based on a Supernatural episode?
I mean, considering the EVPs and weird stuff that happens generally on the podcast already, it could be we need a circle of salt.
Joy haunts us.
To do that.
All we need is some salt, some iron, and 15 lines of Latin, and we're fucking every monster up. Like there's nothing to be afraid of.
We'll be fine.
I literally have a salt. I have a tea light holder that's salt next to my recording because Joy haunts us all the time.
I was just gonna follow it up by saying, and I will tell you guys more about this, but it does actually get creepier because the building was destroyed by this mysterious fire. On Halloween.
Was it hellfire?
Interesting.
It's very. I guess it's suspicious. Suspicious.
Strokes beard, very suspicious.
Yeah. So yeah, what's your fun fact, Laura?
It's pretty obvious, but I just wanted to point out the fact that this is called Lucifer Rising, and the first episode was Lazarus Rising.
Yeah.
This season.
Yeah, I like the continuity. Yeah.
I liked that too.
Solid.
Yeah.
The recap at the beginning of this episode, I'm watching it right now on my TV. It's so good.
It is so good. It's one of the best ones, I think.
Yeah, this is one of the best ones. And oh my god, the fight between Sam and Dean this season.
Yeah.
How about the end of the last
Don't you ever come back.
Yeah.
Damn it,
oh
Dean.
my god, dude. Literally quoting John. Literally quoting John. We were just
full
like,
goddamn circle.
It really
full
is.
circle. Damn it, Dean, you became what you hated most and what you loved the most and what you feared the most.
It's a combination of all of it. Oh, also, the nerd to nerd. I don't know if you're also like a big Superman fan, but I know that both of us enjoy comic books because I've seen your content. Like when they did this Superman references, and he was like, "Oh yeah, me going mano a mano with myself like Superman and Superman. I think it's Superman 3."
Yeah.
And he has
Yo,
the
they're
whole
so
fight
nerdy.
scene.
Like they're so nerdy. Like said the Winchesters canonically being nerds is hilarious.
I know, and Dean, when he gets stressed out, he talks Star Trek. Like he
Yeah,
literally will always be like, "Oh, the holodeck."
Yeah. I remember there's one episode of season 6 where he references like Star Trek 4, Save the Whales, and like Bobby and Sam look at him and he's like, "What the
Yeah.
hell? Like you guys haven't seen Save the
What
Whales?
do you mean?" And he was like, "Do I even know you? Do I even know you right now?"
And like
I
you would
love that
expect
so
Sam
much.
to be the Star Trek nerd, not Dean.
Yeah.
And Dean is also canonically an anime fan too, which is hilarious.
I know, but it gives me life. And also when he's like in it's not Mystery Spot, it's Bad Day at Black Rock, when he's like, "I'm Batman."
Yes.
That
Oh my god, that
sequence.
episode is so funny. That's one of my favorite ones to rewatch. Like when I rewatch, I skip a few episodes in season 1. I usually start with like the pilot, then the second one, and then I go into the episode where John comes back with the vampires, and then I just
that
watch
one's
from
so
there
good.
on.
Yeah.
I loved Mystery Spot. Joy doesn't like it because Dean dies too many times.
Dean dies so much, and it hurts my heart.
Dean canonically dies to a taco in that episode.
He's like, "Does this taste funny to you?"
I'm while eating a sausage.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the subtitles before, this is like OG Supernatural lore, but like on Netflix they used to be yellow, and it would be like Dean randomly dies in the shower. It was the funniest thing ever.
Yeah. I saw that somebody posted that as part of like a collage of like old gold Supernatural stuff.
The OG Tumblr fans. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, it gives me life. I try and find as much of it as I can to kind of remix into stuff for people, because I know there's a lot of newer fans, there's a lot of younger fans who just weren't alive. Yeah, and it's just so nice to be able to share that stuff with them.
Yeah, because they like watching people discover like the other side of the fandom is so cool.
Yeah.
I love our community, honestly. We have the funniest memes.
We have and also the gift thing, like the whole
we have
like
gifts for everything.
Yeah.
Literally everything. You can think of it. We have a gift for it.
I know, it's one of our strongest points. I feel like that, and like also the other thing I love about this fandom is the whole found family thing is taken so seriously. Like people just treat each other a lot more nicely in general than in other stuff that I've been a part of. Like this, it feels more genuine to me personally. That's been my experience anyway. And also the like charitable side of it. Like people will band together for a good cause, like nobody's business in this fandom. And I love that too.
Yeah, no, the fandom is like, I really wish that we could like become hunters. I think everybody went through that arc. I'm sure Laura, you did too. Like, yo, I want to go on the road and just become a hunter.
Yeah.
Let me just live in a shitty motel and like just drive.
Listen,
let's just drive.
Give me a 1967 Chevy Impala,
look at 67 Impalas
and a leather
all the time
jacket.
To buy. I look at them all the time to buy. Like I literally like I have like there's one in Pennsylvania and I'm like, yo, I want to buy this car so bad.
Yeah, definitely when we were watching the first season, because we have a quote that's put it on the road trip, because I was like, I want to go there, I want to go there, I want to go there.
Yeah. Oh, the fandom has the map of like all the spots they've hit. It's so cool. They're mainly in Kentucky, which is interesting, or Kansas rather.
Yeah. It's like steelwork states and other places like that. And I found out it's because Kripke is from like the Midwest. I can't remember which state he was from, and his family was in steelworks or something. And he likes honoring those like bluegrass, like rusted roots, like hardworking Americana kind of stuff. Very Bruce Springsteen, right? And I don't know, I just love that. Like, because it's not, he's like, people would say that they were going to pitch something in California or this place or that place in like the bigger cities that are more well known. He's like, no. He's like, give me the middle of give me Delaware. And I kind of love that. He's
so like, oh my God, like the original seasons of Supernatural with the music and everything, it's like so nostalgic because they have that like it has that like grayish filter almost. Yeah. And as you can see as the show progresses, technology progresses, and they start filming it more like it's so nostalgic. I think
it's so good. I love it. It's the color. A lot of the color grade is gray desaturated because it gives it that horror movie vibe, doesn't it? And it like they did such a great job of marrying this show to horror films and giving us monsters of the week early on. And also because it's Kripke and he was coming from like the X-Files and there's so many X-Files people on this, I found in season 1, anybody who's a new listener, if you don't know this and you haven't listened back and this is your first episode, he had every single episode attached to real life lore in those real places. And I dug it up and I put it in our earlier episodes. So, like, the level of research and the way that, like, if you Google the state that they're in and, like, the monster that they're fighting, there'll be, like, sightings of a woman in white in this exact place. And that's so fucking cool.
The original premise of Supernatural, I always find so interesting. What it was supposed to be about, I don't know if you guys know, but it's supposed to be about a guy. It was supposed to be about John, basically just going from state to state, just like as a investigative researcher.
Yeah. Laura found that as like a fun fact, and it blew my mind. I was like, "What do you mean there was only one of them? What do you mean?"
Special features.
They weren't brothers. They were like, I'm pretty sure they came up with I remember reading about why they came up with the name Winchester. I should have brushed up on my fun facts, but like I remember reading why they came up with the name Winchester, and it was such a cool reason.
Yeah. I think that there was initially a conversation about like some kind of like Han Solo-esque kind of like Star Wars-y reference, because that was a big influence, wasn't it? And then he said he wanted something like
based on like Han Solo and those kind of characters.
Yeah, for sure. And then he said somebody suggested something grittier or something like that. And I think they were talking about gun names, and then eventually someone said Winchester, and he was like, "That's it, that's the one."
Oh man, Deed is just so badass. I'm seeing the clip like to my right. I'm like, damn, I miss this dude.
Yeah.
The CW dropped the ball by not making him CW Batman. Like while the
100%.
While the CW while they were at their peak, this would have been the craziest thing they could have done.
I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree.
So much money.
And there's so many good opportunities for crossovers and other things.
Yeah, I'm like, it's like disappointing. Like, yo, why didn't you guys do? Especially like, because if these shows were on now, 100% that would be on the table. I think just back then it wasn't a thing. Even though the Arrowverse was doing crossovers, I just don't know why they never thought about that. Even though the sets were like right next to each other.
I know, and Katie Cassidy.
Yeah, and there's pictures of Sam and Dean on the Flash set, which is hilarious.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so Laura, do you want to synopsize us?
Oh yeah. So this is season 4, episode 22, Lucifer Rising. The original air date for this episode was May 14th, 2009. At the end of the last episode, we saw Sam and Dean fight and separate due to growing tension over Sam's increasing reliance on Ruby and his demon blood powers. Sam, convinced he must stop Lilith to prevent the apocalypse, continues working with Ruby to find and kill her. Meanwhile, Dean is brought to a heavenly green room and learns from the angel Zachariah that the angel's plan isn't to stop the apocalypse, but to allow Lucifer to rise, believing it's part of God's will and will lead to paradise on earth. Dean escapes the green room with Castiel's unexpected help and rushes to stop Sam. However, Sam succeeds in killing Lilith, only to learn too late that Lilith's death was the final seal and will release Lucifer. He also finds out that this was Ruby's plan all along and why she was helping him. Dean arrives a little too late to stop Sam, but he kills Ruby, and the episode ends with Lucifer starting to rise. Oh.
Uh-oh! Oh no.
I think the last word of the episode is Sam just grabbing Dean and being like, Dean.
Yeah.
Like, what are we going to do?
Yeah. I know. They're like little kids, like really right at the end, especially their facial expressions. And that's terrifying.
And then I love Sam when he was trying to use his powers and he's like trying to grab Ruby and he's like, with his telekinesis, and she's like, you bitch. And he goes, you just blew your wad, Sam.
Oh my God, that line is so funny. You just blew your wad on the boss.
There's so many sexual references in the show. It's actually kind of crazy when you think about it.
Yeah, it's definitely.
You said 2009 and I was like, oh my God, I was 12 years old. Like I was like, oh my God, I was 12.
Wild. You are such a little baby child compared to us. That's crazy. But this is cool though, because you have originally watched it when it aired, obsessed with it, grew up watching it, right? And then Laura, who's never seen it.
I started 2 years later. I was watching it when I was 14, because season 6 was just airing. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
It makes me feel like a little kid. I'm only 28 now too, and I'm like, I feel old at this age, and I'm like, damn, 2009 feels so long ago.
It was a really long time ago. I was like I was just graduated. Yeah.
God, in my head I'm 22.
Yeah, in my head I'm still 22.
Same. I don't know if that ever changes. But yeah.
No, in my head I think I'm like 25. Like I think I'm like 24, 25. I'm like, all right, because COVID robbed us of 4 years. I think everybody deserves a -4 to their age.
I'll take that.
Especially above the age of 25, you deserve -4.
Yeah, we're claiming it back.
Yeah, we're claiming it back.
Okay, so the opening was very, very cool, as we discussed briefly before. Like, this is one of the sickest openings ever.
Yeah.
So
the lead in.
emotional.
And the whole convent scene is really creepy and weird. So we start with the opening scene. It's like St. Mary's Convent, Ilchester, Maryland, 1972. We see the priest extinguishing candles and something coming down the corridor.
Demon dust.
Demon dust. That's another like inside joke of the podcast, because the demon CGI to us, like Laura was like, "What is that?"
Traveler.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like we can talk about that. Wait, I can't wait for you. I wish I could just download everything I know about Supernatural into Laura's head, so we can start with all the references.
The conversation would never end because we would go on forever and ever.
It's one of the biggest jokes of like Supernatural. Is like, I have a video coming out about this, about like if Supernatural was on HBO, like if if they gave Supernatural a Game of Thrones budget, it'd be the biggest show of all time.
Dude, absolutely.
Because like if even just Castiel, for example, they say when he's introduced, he's like, my true form is the size of your Chrysler building, or like whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like we don't get to see that because they don't have the money for it.
Yeah. It's very true. That would be epic. Because if you think about the fact that the fandom is still growing now, and it's like so many years later after the show stopped airing.
Yeah.
Even. It's not even finding it while it's on. And this is like years after it's ended. And we're still getting billions of views in the first quarter on one streaming platform.
Like Game of Thrones came out in 2011, and that show's budget grew with the show. So like if Supernatural's budget grew with the show, by 15 seasons in, they'd be making like Avengers level movies, like episodes.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So you guys heard it here first. Make sure you check out Wally's page and see if he's put those reels up. Don't miss that. Okay, so
now I gotta actually go make them now.
Yeah, now you have to. No, it's out there. People will follow up. They'll be messaging you. They'll be like, Wally, I was listening to you on the podcast, and you said that you were giving us this content. Okay, so we see the demon dust and the priest. We know he's possessed. We're like, oh shit. Laura wrote, we see the demon dust enter the room he's in and enter him. And I wrote, phrasing, Laura. Phrasing.
I mean, the demons do enter. He did enter him.
Oh, we've got jokes. Okay, so he screams. And then we cut to the same priest standing at the altar later giving mass. Seated in the pews behind him are some nuns. He is deeply, deeply possessed. He's like, our Father who art in heaven, thy kingdom come, blah, blah, blah. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. At this point, I'm like, this is not going to go well, guys. Like, there's no way this is going to end well at all. The blah, blah, blah honestly cracked me up.
The nuns are like giving side-eye at that, aren't they?
Yeah,
like, what's going on?
Sure. And then he locks the door.
So good. All the Alistair actors are so good. I mean, not Alistair. What's this? I forgot this demon's name.
Oh, Azazel.
Azazel. Yeah, all the Azazel actors were so good.
Yeah.
They are. Our favorite is probably the first Azazel, I think, but they're all really, really strong contenders.
I like the
Lane.
the first Azazel we see. He's really good.
Because Laura scandalized. We were on Spirits and Supernatural podcast, and she scandalized them by saying that Azazel was a hot villain.
Yeah, I fancy him.
They were like, "What do you mean?"
The second Alistair, the one that Sam like telekinetically kills on the wall.
Yeah,
he was a really good villain.
He was an incredible villain. He was so freaky.
So creepy.
He honestly made me genuinely uncomfortable.
They could have kept him on for a while.
I saw Jensen say that in an interview that he gave. Somebody asked him if you could have any guest actor have extended their time on the show, who would it be? What arc? And he said the Alistair arc with him because he's such a good actor.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, there's so many like the fun facts about the casting in the show. The amount of guest actors that you're like, oh my god, they were on Supernatural.
I know so many people's careers started here. It's wild.
Yeah,
it's so much fun.
Like Aldous Hodge and freaking became Hawkman. He was on Supernatural.
Yeah.
And then
wild.
Sterling K. Brown.
Oh my god, I love him.
Character on Supernatural. Like he's one of the biggest. Like he's a really important side character.
Yeah, Gordon is like
he's also a hot villain.
That's Sterling K. Brown. That's a Hollywood A-lister right there.
Yeah. For real.
Black Panther. Like, yo, this is what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it so much. He's incredible. He's probably one of my favorite actors of the era, honestly.
Yeah, he was good.
He's
I liked him.
so good.
I did have while we're talking about cast, I did have a fun fact then. So this priest is called Father Lane, and that was he was named after Fred Lane, who played Azazel.
Oh,
so there's a little
that is a fun fact.
reference.
Or Frederick Lane, but I think they called him Fred Lane when I had a fun fact before.
That tracks.
That's so cool.
I love it. So in the episode, he reaches the door, locks it, and he's saying, well, not our father, my father. See, he's in jail. Your dad put him there. And the nuns are like, oh no. And I was like, really? At this point, this is the point where you have questions, ladies?
Yeah.
Like, I would have been concerned a lot earlier than this. And he's saying, I almost gave up hope, but ye have little faith because I finally found him, or at least, a spot where his cage door opens. It's right here in a damn convent, for God's sake. Life is funny. And I wrote, he shouts at a nun. Rude.
It's rude.
It is rude.
It's very rude. And then he's going on and he's like, then again, I suppose it makes sense. Folks forget my daddy is an angel after all, or was. I mean, I suppose some dumb bastard stood here, felt a jolt of his holy juice and thought, I'm going to build me a nun factory. It's the right idea. Wrong angel. And then he blinks and we see his eyes go all yellow eyes. And we're like, oh shit, son, it's Azazel.
Yellow eyes.
And my note just says, I miss sexy Azazel. This one just doesn't have the juice. He looks and sounds like a shoe salesman, which, no disrespect, sir. You're a great actor. It wasn't the same.
Yeah.
It wasn't Daddy Azazel.
It was not Daddy Azazel of the strong jawline and the amazing cowboy quips. And I'm Southern. So
howdy,
I was
Sam.
just like, his howdy Sam.
Sam.
Oh.
Yep. You can kind of see the charm. Sammy.
That's the thing, though. He had charm and he had sass, man. He had it all. He was the full package. He was like the Brad Pitt of Azazels. Yeah.
He possessed him with the full package.
He did. Oh my god. The camera pulls back from this scene so that we only hear the terrified dying screams of the nuns and focuses on an angel statue lit from behind. I was like, wow, is no one even going to try to banish this demon? Have they never seen The Conjuring? Because I was like, this is an entire convent full of nuns on holy ground. No one picked up a rosary. No one said a Hail Mary. They didn't do anything. They just died screaming.
I think they were probably in shock.
I guess. I don't know. I was just like,
One of the funniest things about Supernatural is how horrific the openings are and how we're so dead to them. We're just numb to it. Oh yeah, a bunch of nuns got massacred. What the hell? Where the hell is Sam? Where's Sam? Where's Dean?
Yeah, I'm like, where's the fight, ladies? Yeah.
I did notice one thing in this scene. When with the eyes, I think they've made them CGI now because they were contacts, weren't they? But none of the actors could see when they had them in.
The eye effect is really good. I like the eye effect a lot.
It's creepy.
Like the swirliness. It's cool.
Laura has a whole thing with eyes. She doesn't like eye horror at all. And every time you see Lilith's eyes roll up or something, Laura's like, just dying.
Lilith's is creepy.
Yeah, that's
with the white eyes.
Scary. Yeah.
The yellow eyes aren't too scary, but yeah, Lilith's eyes are horrible.
And the noise that accompanies it, they always have the same noise that accompanies the reveal.
It's a good creepy little musical sting kind of a sound.
Yeah, it's a little just click. You can kind of feel like a lizard's eye flapping almost.
Yeah.
That is a very good observation. See, I knew you were going to be a good guest, Wally, and you are proving me right.
Thank you.
Okay, so Laura, do you want to tell us what your notes said? Because I can see them.
Oh, yeah, I said so in the next scene. I just said, Joy, you need to do this bit because the transcript is funny. It says extreme close up of Sam's brooding face. We love his brooding face.
We do. We do like a good brood.
Yeah,
it literally says
in the transcript. Yeah,
I died. His broody face is extremely broody. Ruby must think so too because she asked him if he's okay 3 times in this next part. So she says, Sam, you're ahead in the game here. And Sam's like, I'm good, let's go. And Ruby says, you okay? And Sam's like, I just said I was. And Ruby says, look, I know hand holding really isn't my thing, but still, Dean was wrong saying what he said to you. And Sam says, no, he was right to say it. I mean, I don't blame him after what I did. And Ruby's like, well, after we're done, you guys will patch things up. I mean, you always do. And Sam's like, you're talking like I've got an after. And Ruby says, don't say that. And Sam says, I can feel it inside me, Ruby. I've changed for good. And there's no going back now. And I was like, phrasing. And
So
Sam's-
dramatic, Sam.
So dramatic. Ruby's like, Sam. And Sam says, look, I know what I got to do. It's okay. I'm just saying Dean's better off as far away from me as possible. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's just get this over with. And then they get in the car.
Is Ruby's car different now?
Her
Because
Mustang.
it's bright orange. Was it not black before? Or was it just always seen in the dark?
I think they probably switched. I mean, I don't know. I don't remember for sure, but I'm pretty sure they switched cars because they don't want Dean tracking Sam.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Because remember when he was saying, I'm stealing really ostentatious things, and then he had her in the honeymoon suite, and she was like, oh, is this just to impress me? And he was like, I'm trying to like.
And then Dean
Fake
finds him
Dean.
anyways.
Yeah. Walks in. That for me, like, that was a thirst trap, though. You just see Dean around the back of the corner. Anytime he's like hunting and finding stuff, I'm just like, wow. That's awesome.
He's such like, cause they don't make Sam seem like the smart one, but Dean is a freaking genius.
He really is. Like, he's strategic as fuck. Like, do I think he really read the Odyssey? Probably not. I think he watched the movie. But do I think that he could strategically destroy pretty much anyone? Absolutely, yes, I do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean,
oh my god, season 7 Dean and the season 8 Dean.
Yeah.
Like, it just gets better. Laura, I can't wait for you to watch all of it.
I know.
It's gonna take like a year and a half, but I'm gonna come back on once you're finished, and I'm gonna be like, oh my god, you remember when I said this? This is what I meant.
We should do that. I'll remind you when we get to that one episode, because there's that one guy who's all what's the word that I can use that's not going to give it away immediately? Budget Batman, kind of like out for revenge. Has a lot of tools, has some connections. Tries to hunt down a certain brother, and then gets his ass handed to him.
I'm trying to remember who it is. I think I have an idea.
Yeah,
but I don't want to say it out loud.
Okay.
Is this post season 8?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Because that one's so good. Okay, that one is so good. It's so entertaining.
That one scene in season, I think 11, in the woods. Oh my god.
Yeah,
this is so cryptic. I'm like, what happens?
We've got to stop doing this. We're accidentally being jerks. Okay, so
it's gonna take me about 6 years to get to season 11.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Laura. I'm sorry, Laura. You'll get there, man. Stay strong. Stay strong in the struggle. Okay, so yes, we think that they're stealing sexy cars, basically, and that's why the cars are flipping and changing. Mm-hmm. I wrote Sam is basically cosplaying Dean at this point because he's like so determined to be the big badass brother that he's like, I'm going to sacrifice myself. I'm going to save the world. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this alone. And like, I love Dean, but that is kind of his toxic trait. If he can sacrifice himself to protect other people, he's immediately going to do that.
They love sacrificing themselves.
They do.
Dean would sacrifice himself for Sam like anytime.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like,
at the drop of a hat. Yeah.
And he is cosplaying as Dean. That's such a great that's such a great thing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So then we cut to a scene with Dean and Bobby. So Dean also has a brooding face, and he's staring out of the window at Bobby's house. Bobby's talking and thinks Dean isn't listening to him, but Dean says he did hear him and he's not going to call him, and we assume that's Sam. Bobby says, "Don't make me get my gun, boy." And then Bobby is just so frustrated with both of them fighting. He's like, he's your brother, and Dean's like, well, I tried to help him, and Bobby says, well, try again.
Bobby's the GOAT.
He really is. He is my TV Bobby. Dad.
He's amazing. Like when he first came on screen in season 1, I love the fact that he was supposed to be a cameo and just a 1 episode thing, but everybody loved him so much they kept him.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite facts for sure.
Love him.
He's
a better dad for them as well.
He really is. Well, I mean, almost anyone would be better than John. Like, I love John, but he's not great dad material.
I have to do a hot take video about it because I don't get why people. I understand why people hate John Winchester, but I'm like, the amount of hate that he gets is kind of crazy.
He's just.
I feel like Jeffrey Dean Morgan would be like, yes, thank you, because I saw something the other day where he was like, why does everybody hate on John?
I don't know if it's like, because I was raised with a strict dad, so I'm like, okay, I can relate. And like, I don't hate my dad like that. Like, you go through the phase like where Sam is younger, like, oh, leave me alone, dad.
Yeah.
And then if Sam came back around on John, then why is the fandom still holding grudges?
For me, it's just the fact that he like left small children alone for.
It is in hindsight,
Christmas.
it is crazy, but at the same time, we're like, okay, why'd you leave the small child? But then with the supernatural lens, he's fighting a werewolf. He can't bring his little son with him to fight a werewolf.
There's things that like I understand of like the gritty reality of the world, but I was also thinking if they can lift credit cards to pay for stuff like weapons, ammo, hotel rooms, then I feel like John could have lifted a credit card to pay for a babysitter sometimes. So that
But then the babysitter would probably have to know, like they would have to know at some point, like, because they'd be like, he would leave Sam alone for like weeks sometimes.
yeah.
So the babysitter would be like, what the hell? And then he couldn't risk them getting like child protective services called on him or whatever.
Oh, as in like establishing a pattern.
Yeah, it would
I
be
guess.
100% a pattern. And like, what babysitter would want to watch a kid for like 3 weeks plus?
Well, old school, because I'm old. I'm going to tell you that used to be normal, like real normal. And in the day of the latchkey kids, John Winchester, even then, even as a latchkey kid myself, I would say John Winchester's a little bit extreme. I appreciate he's got extreme circumstances.
But also, isn't it established that Sam and Dean were most of the time at Bobby's place? Like after Bobby and Dean, after Bobby and John met, there was a falling out.
It gets built into the backstory a little bit later on. We kind of loop back around. So where we are at this point in the season, it's alluded to that they kind of had some time with Uncle Bobby and that Bobby kind of looked after them, but it's not really built into the storyline exactly. And also Bobby gives John so much hate and sass because he's mad about it. Because he's the one who's there to like pick up the pieces and be the good role model, right? So he's like, you could have done better. And then he actively does better.
Yeah, like I get the perspective, but at the same time, John raised 2 dudes that saved the world. And season 4, it's already like 3 times over at this point.
I will give you that. I will give you that. If he had not traumatized those children the way that he did, we would all be dead in the fictional universe. Like we would be dead. If we were in the supernatural universe, the world would be ended. Everybody would be fucked because we need Sam and Dean to be kind of traumatized the way that they are, exactly the way that they are, for them to have that special set of skills. It's like how you get Batman because he's traumatized.
And now we have 2 denim wrapped Batmen.
Yeah. I like that. That's like quote of the episode. That's my favorite one so far.
Yeah, gonna have to give us Bobby's dialogue here because it's hilarious. He calls Dean a princess and mentions apple pie.
Okay. So Bobby is not impressed and he says, "You stupid son of a bitch. Well, boo-hoo. I'm so sorry your feelings are hurt, princess. Are you under the impression that family's supposed to make you feel good? Bake you an apple pie, maybe? They're supposed to make you miserable. That's why they're family." And Dean says, "I told him, you walk out that door, don't come back." And he walked out anyway. That was his choice. And Bobby says, "You sound like a whiny brat. No, you sound like your dad.
Dean.
Well, let me tell you something. Your dad was a coward." And Dean gives him this look and he says, "My dad was a lot of things, Bobby, but a coward." And Bobby says, "He'd rather push Sam away than reach out to him. Well, that don't strike me as brave. You are a better man than your daddy ever was. So you do us both a favor. Don't be him."
See, he's like kind of mean and sassy, but also really loving as well.
10 line reading.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, he fucking loves these boys. Yeah. And that has my whole heart. And he reads Dean for filth, but he does it so well. And the fact that he threw in motherfucking pie.
Yeah.
It's like the history resistance.
It's so funny. The way that Bobby clocks Dean is the same way that Dean clocks Sam.
Yeah, you're right.
Like
though.
They just know each other so well. Like they're like, "Yo, what are we doing here?
You're right.
Like, what are we doing?"
Yeah. That really nailed it.
I love when Bobby calls him John. I was like, "Ooh, burn."
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's saying it as an insult, but he's also like trying to maintain like a little bit of respect because he respected John, but at the same time he didn't like the way he raised the boys.
There's
so,
a
like, it's very clear.
Really beautiful fine balance in that scene between the way that they act that, and you can tell that Dean's like, "You're speaking the truth, but like watch what you're saying about my dad." Yeah. And Bobby's like, I loved your dad and I love you, but something has to be said here.
Yeah. And like Dean acknowledging, like, yeah, my dad was many things. Like he was understanding what Bobby said, but as soon as Bobby called him a coward, he flipped Dean's mindset. He's like, all right, now I'm gonna go on the defensive. Like he had him hooked, which is the same thing that Dean had to Sam. Like they had each other hooked, but they always say that one extra thing, like just pushes them away.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
It's such nuance. It's such good nuance.
It is really good nuance.
So Dean stares out of the window again, and then turns to say something to Bobby, but his eyes widen. The camera then pans around and we see that Dean is in another room and he's been transported to this angelic green room.
Yeah.
So it's a really fancy looking room. He's looking around in confusion, and then Cass appears behind him and says, "Hello, Dean. It's almost time." And then we get a zoom in on Dean's face. And then we cut back to the hospital with that nurse.
Yeah, that was really surprising because I was just like, what's happening? Like, I remember watching this episode for the first time and he's just suddenly there. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. The angelic teleporting is so crazy because we see it from Dean's perspective.
Yeah.
He's just like, you just blink and you're somewhere else. You're like, huh? Where am I?
I was about to have a sassy comeback to Bobby and now I'm here.
Yeah.
And like from Bobby's perspective, Dean is there and then he's just gone.
Yeah, Bobby's just talking to an empty room.
Yeah, I wonder what it looks like from Bobby's point of view. Did he just disappear or does he like... I don't know. What does it look like?
You have to assume. Yeah.
Because we get the wing flapping noise, I think, and that just shows like because I think the angels are like they travel way beyond the speed of light.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Which
with
again,
the godlike
HBO
powers.
budget, we would have been able to see this.
That would have been sick. Yeah. So we're at the hospital, and Lilith's demon friend, who is a nurse that we found out last episode has been stealing babies for Lilith to eat, leaves the hospital room with a baby and takes it down a back corridor. We then see her get thrown against a wall, and it's Sam with his fully reinstated demon blood powers and Ruby. Sam tells her they need to talk. And I was like, this demon is like legit, la 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 la, patty cake, baby pie. I was like...
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Lilith eats babies.
Yeah. I was like... Bro, to be honest, I always found people saying stuff like, "You were so cute, I could just eat you up," really creepy when I was a small child. Like, that terrified me.
Yeah, I've never got that.
To the max.
It really, really is.
Because this bitch is actually eating babies.
Yeah, she's going hard on it. It's so creepy and so dark. And they do a couple of little jump scares that they build in where they like have her eyes flash to black at different parts. And there's a sudden turn where like Sam and Ruby are suddenly there and he's like throwing her against the wall with his powers. And he's all like, "We've got to talk." And I was like, oh, he's smug and I like it.
Batman voice.
Yeah. Batman voice hard.
Also, like, Sam is kind of like a demon in this episode because he appears out of nowhere and flings her to the wall.
That's
He's like
a really
the bad
good
guy
point.
from her perspective. She's just going by her normal day and she gets jumped. Which just happens to be delivering babies.
Oh man. So we cut back to the green room with Dean and Cass, and Dean is still kind of wandering around. We see burgers and beers appear on the table, and Zachariah appears sort of in the background with Cass and tells Dean that he's looking fit.
That was so weird.
I know, right? And I was like, the Angel Green Room looks exactly like a National Trust property. It's very British colonial era coded. It makes me think of all the British Museum memes. We know these angels are dicks, and the Green Room is definitely giving that smug sense of superiority. This whole room has a British accent villain vibes. Is that supposed to be the holy grail on the table?
But can we talk about how good those burgers look?
Oh my god, man. It did make me hungry, like, watching this episode.
Like, I'm looking at them right now, and I'm like, damn, I want a burger now.
Yeah, they look incredible. I love the temptation of it. And I was like, burgers and beer, and that they, like, obviously really know their target audience, because this is exactly it for Dean. And I remember this beer brand was his favorite from that one episode with the gin, where he gets with Carmen, the girl from the beer commercials. That's his beer brand of choice, isn't it?
And he says something about the burgers as well being from like his favorite place.
His childhood when he was like 11.
When he was a child.
Yeah. So he says you're looking fit. And I was like, stop flirting in front of Cass. It's rude. Can't say that.
Oh, Laura doesn't even know about the Destiel side of things yet.
Oh, I kind of know a little bit.
So, okay.
I know that that's a thing.
I didn't spoiler it exactly. But as the resident bisexual of the podcast, and also a hardcore Dean girl, when I was like watching it the first time through, and then I heard about this, like, I didn't read that at all. I read no gay vibes whatsoever. I just was like, they're bros. They're bros.
Me either. Because like my best friend that put me on to Supernatural, she's like hardcore into Destiel. And I was like, you don't have male friend. Like, this is just male friendship to me. This is how I am with
Yeah.
my bros.
Okay.
I guess
Okay.
there's a little gay undercurrent. Like, you do flirt with your best
There
friends.
is subtext.
You flirt with your best friends. It's just funny, but it was never like oh, I'm in love with you.
So
like romantically.
So
Just
what I
kinda
said
like
to
flirting.
Laura,
I
well,
feel
so
like
what I said
Cass,
to Laura
there's
was,
definitely vibes with Cass.
yeah, I said I'm gonna watch it this time because this whole time I've been like, no, not to be like Destiel's not a thing, because I agree with Misha. I think if you think Destiel's a thing, respect. If you think that they're just straight and they're bros and they're best friends, respect to that too. Like, I think these things don't have to exclude each other, right? But I was like, I'm gonna watch this season so hardcore and look for any signs from the beginning, and see if I see anything. And I was genuinely expecting no. I was gonna be like, Dean is so fucking straight. Because that's the other thing. It's like, I was like, Dean is so straight. Could
Yeah,
you
Dean
be
is-
more straight than
Dean
Dean?
is like the straightest guy ever.
And then I watched this season. I rewatched this season within mind, thinking about Destiel. Okay, looking for clues.
The Destiel filter.
And like, I see the subtext. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do see the subtext this watch
It's
through.
super subtexty though. Like, for me, like, the biggest thing is like Cass is an angel. He's not even a dude.
Yeah.
Technically, he's just like we described himself as like a multi-dimensional wavelength
Yeah.
or something. He's
Yeah.
just like a person of hard light.
Yeah.
And I don't think
So-
angels have like sexual like,
No,
like,
so
needs.
in the lore, technically speaking, in his original form, he's either all genders or no gender. You know, and,
Yeah,
and
I don't know if
definitely
you guys
no
have seen the art
desires.
of Castiel's true form, but it is like a genderless giant being.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can understand that. And then I think the switch is, and one of the reasons why he gets in trouble is the subtext. If you check for it, is interesting, and you don't have to agree with it. Like,
Yeah, because you can see you can definitely see that Castiel gets emotionally connected to Sam
when
and
he's in
Dean,
a human
mainly Dean.
vessel. Yeah,
Yeah.
when he's in a human vessel, then he does have these feelings and he has these thoughts, or at
Mhm.
least he has the opportunity, if nothing else, to experience them. Because we
Mhm.
know, if nothing else, we know he has at least minimum brotherly love for the brothers Winchester.
And at minimum, you know he has empathy, so you know he's capable
Yeah.
of emotion.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's really fascinating for me to watch this relationship and examine it and question it and be like, do I think there's anything going on there? Is there weight in the subtext, or is it just love? Like, what kind of love is it? And I've been having so much fun with it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's so much fun on this
It's
watch
the
through,
way-
like trying to
Yeah.
figure it all out.
I think the love for Dean really comes through in this episode particularly because of
Oh
the
my God,
action
yeah.
that he does. He lets him go. Like,
Yeah.
after betraying, like, he releases Sam and then lets Sam go to Ruby, and now he releases Dean because he feels that guilt, which means he automatically feels emotion because he feels guilt about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then we
It's
have
the
to
way
remember
he looks
too.
at him sometimes though as well. Like, he does
That
look at him like,
100%.
but it also might be that angel thing of like, you're curious because
Yeah.
I don't understand humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I think a lot of it is that. And like in season, like you'll see in season 5, they really explore the dynamic between angels and humans, is particularly Cass and his human companions.
Yeah.
Because of the action he took here, he's technically a traitor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Well,
gonna come back to bite him.
This
Yeah.
is it, though. This is the thing that gets to me, is like, when you think about everything that Cass does for them, but especially for Dean, especially starting here, that's his family. Those aren't just like his brothers in arms, because they emphasize that they're warriors, which is true. They're in garrisons together, which is true. So like, you have the whole brothers in arms thing, but it's beyond
Yeah.
that. This is his literal family. And he's not just betraying his family if he goes against it or rebels. He's, in his mind, probably also betraying his creator. So there's another depth.
Yeah, his literal dad.
His literal dad. But there's also the layer of like, okay, like human relationships, you betray your father, that's a big deal. Supernatural relationships, if you're a supernatural being made of pieces of your father, like, and your lore about your very being is deeply attached to your obedience to said father, it takes on an extra layer to me.
He's breaking his
Everything
own programming.
Everything he does is so much more extreme than it appears on the surface level when you really dig down deep and think about the things that Cass is doing. Like, the sacrifices he makes are way bigger than we realize, I think.
Yeah, literally, because they explain at the start of the season with the I forgot what the name of the other angel was that was his friend.
Oh,
Uriel.
Uriel.
Yeah, Uriel. Uriel explains like, yo, we're soldiers. We're like, we were built for this. We're built to take orders and listen, and that's it. They're just machines basically to just be commanded as is. And Cass breaking that multiple times just shows like his level of that, like how much he respects Dean first of all, and how much he respects. Actually, he doesn't respect Sam at this point because of the.
He's like, you demon blood fuckboy.
the boy with the demon blood. As he just like gently touches his head, as he touches Sam like he's dying.
But that's probably where the Destiel stuff comes from, because Cass at the moment is just like, it's like he loves Dean.
Yeah, very, very Dean-centric. But then again, he did rescue. I did raise you from perdition.
Yeah, he has that whole link.
We did joke last episode that they got married as well, because Dean's like he has to swear obedience, and I was like, did they just get married?
His wedding vows.
I mean, I swear obedience to you, but he was swearing obedience to
God,
Lord,
and
right?
Yeah.
That's so funny seeing Dean like break down into that role, because Sam is the one that's more religious. Sam is the one who actually believed.
It's true. And then Sam gets such a plot twist. Laura had this whole thing where she was like, he's such an angel fanboy, and when Uriel is horrible to him, he just dies. You could just see his face, his whole body goes down like that.
And I love the way that Dean reassures him. He's like, just because these two guys are dicks doesn't mean the whole like thing
they're not all dicks with wings.
Yeah, that was nice.
That kind of vibe. Yeah.
For all we know, God hates these two.
Yeah.
Such a big brother thing to do, though, because he always makes fun of Sam for believing, and then when it comes down to like Sam actually losing faith, he reinforces it.
Yeah, for sure.
So Zachariah basically tells Dean that the apocalypse is about to start, and they want to keep him safe before that. And he then tells Dean to try a burger, and Dean is not hungry, so we know that he's sad.
The things that I've said you have to watch out for on Supernatural is if Sam is wearing white, or if Dean is not hungry, shit's about to get real.
Yeah. So Dean asks what the game plan is, but Zachariah tells him he doesn't need to worry about that.
He says, call it a green room. We're closing in on the grand finale here. We want to keep you safe before showtime. And then he waves to the food on the table. He says, try a burger. They're your favorite from that seaside shack in Delaware. You were 11, I think. And Dean's like, I'm not hungry. And Zachariah says, no, how about Ginger from season 2 of Gilligan's Island? You do have a thing for her, don't you? And Dean's like, tempting. Weird. And Zachariah says, we'll throw in Marianne for free. I can't get that out with a straight face. Dean says, no, let's bail on the holodeck, okay? I want to know what the game plan is. And Zachariah says, let us worry about that. We want you focused, relaxed. And Dean says, well, I'm about to be pissed and leaving, so start talking, Chuckles. And Zachariah says,
Chuckles.
I know, to an angel, he's just like, Chuckles.
I love when he's sassy to the angels.
I love him so much. Zachariah says, all the seals have fallen except one. Dean's like, that's an impressive score. That's right up there with the Washington Generals. Zachariah is like, you think sarcasm's appropriate, do you, considering you started all this? But the final seal, it'll be different. And Dean says, why? And Zachariah says, Lilith has to break it. She's the only one who can. Tomorrow night, midnight. Dean says, where? Zachariah says, we're working on it. Dean says, we'll work harder. Zachariah says, we'll do our job. You just make sure you do yours. Dean says, yeah, what is that exactly? If I'm supposed to be the one that stops her, how? With the knife? And Zachariah says, all in good time. Dean says, isn't now a good time? Zachariah says, have faith. Dean says, what, and you? Give me one good reason why I should. And Zachariah says, because you swore your obedience, so obey.
Ooh.
And Dean looks past him at Castiel, and Cass just looks down.
Yeah, Dean has to remember the vows that he gave to Cass last episode when they got married.
I said you beat me to this joke. Damn it, Laura. And then I was like, telling Dean what to do, like, and just do what he's told, it will always backfire. I love that his stress response is Star Trek jokes, and then he doesn't want women as a prize. I'm so proud right now.
Yeah, I'm proud of him finally as well.
Finally.
They were literally like about to pimp, like they're giving Dean like the pimp treatment.
For real,
Yeah.
like literally.
And the funny thing is, if Sam and Dean were good, I think Dean is 100% eating those burgers and indulging in his fantasies. Him and Sam were at a good place.
I mean, you might not be wrong about that. I could see
Because
that.
like you said, like when Dean
Preoccupied.
doesn't eat or when he doesn't engage in his sexual proclivities, he's usually upset about something.
Yeah.
Like we saw it when he was dying in season 3. Like he was just banging everybody and just like eating whatever he wanted.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true. You have a very good point. So we cut to Sam and Ruby questioning / torturing the nurse to find out where Lilith is. And I was like, ooh, this is so dark because Sam's torturing this screaming woman and being all like, you should be scared. Think about what happens before you die. And I was like, this is definitely a clue that he's going full dark side. He's 3 seconds away from declaring a paternity test result for a kid named Luke.
And the funny thing is, like, the way they frame it, we're supposed to feel bad for this demon, like, but you were literally feeding babies to Lilith.
Babies to Lilith, yeah. She's like, no, I'm a person, I swear.
Oh, yeah, doesn't she, like, unpossess herself?
Yeah, this is the thing.
That bit's
That's
horrible, though.
dark.
That's dark. That's like, oh,
Every
shit.
time you're like, the show won't get darker, and then it does.
Somehow
And
we
it
got
does.
darker than baby eating in, like, 5 minutes.
That's gotta be a record of some kind.
Yeah.
So Dean calls Sam back in the green room, and he leaves this pretty nice message, which he basically apologizes.
Mm-hmm.
And
We need to
something
remember that because that's important for later.
we
He
do.
apologized.
It's very
Like,
important.
there's a heartbreaking fact about this that
Yeah.
I'm going to mention.
Really, really is. So then I noticed in the set design that I thought was interesting. I thought it was pretty symbolic because we love set design. They're always putting little clues to the episode, like they're random ass fishing floats. For the dream episode, they had these wild dream things. So we try to pick up on set design. So I wrote a little breakdown of it. I was like, there's 2 chairs at the table, one for Sam, one for Dean, but obviously Sam's not going to be there, so it's empty, it's ominous, it makes us sad. There's a ritual bowl in the middle. We have iron rock gates on either side to kind of remind us of the cage and know that Dean is quite trapped in this situation. There's a crown of thorns motif in the fireplace. There are very famous pastoral paintings everywhere, which I think is symbolizing the world, like the earth, what's at stake, what we're going to lose. The fireplace design and decorative pieces look a bit like 2 pawns facing each other on a chessboard. Dean stands directly across from a lion figurine in this shot. And I thought it was really interesting because sometimes in scripture, a lion represents Christ. So like in Revelations, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and loose the 7 seals. So it's like all apocalypse hinting. And I thought everything was very symbolic. Yeah. It's like, I didn't really notice it at first. And then I was like, wait a second. They have outdone themselves.
Yeah. I didn't notice any of that.
I'm using my film degree, guys. I'm using my film degree.
Film degree.
Film degree not wasted.
And the message that says Dean leaves Sam is literally what Bobby tells him. He's like, don't be your dad, just apologize.
Yeah.
And it's so true.
Yeah. Oh,
I wish Sam got to hear that message though.
I know it would have changed absolutely everything.
But
then the world wouldn't end, you know? Which is fun. It's like, listen to Bobby and the world doesn't end.
Half the show would be over if they just listened to Bobby.
If you just listen to Bobby.
Yeah. Be a t-shirt. Listen to Bobby said so.
Yeah.
So we then cut back to Sam and he's still torturing the nurse. She does eventually tell him where Lilith will be after asking him to let her die if she does. She says Lilith will be at the convent from the start of the episode and that she's going to break the final seal. He asks what the final seal is, but she says she doesn't know, so he tortures her some more. She begs to die and Sam says fine, but Ruby stops him because they need to take her with them. And there's a Star Wars reference. I thought Troy, you'd want to read that one out.
Okay. Sam says fine. He reaches out to a hand to kill her. Ruby grabs his arm and stops him and says, wait, you can't. And Sam says, why not? And she says, because we've got to take her with us. It's the final run on the Death Star. You need more juice than I've got. So there we go. The Death
Crazy
Star
reference.
We've got holodecks and Death Stars. I love it. I'm very happy.
How much blood did Sam drink from Ruby is what I'm wondering.
A lot.
And he needs more. They need another person.
And he keeps needing more and more and more, too.
Yeah, because she keeps making him addicted to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, also, there's a point in this when the demon realizes what's happening. And she's like, what the fuck, to Ruby, who's also a fellow demon, obviously. And Ruby's like, I know, you just can't trust anyone these days. And I was like, that is A, hilarious, and B, foreshadowing.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing is that Ruby's the most loyal and all the demons hate her.
It's ultimate irony, really.
Objectively, she's like the only villain up until now in Supernatural that's won. Like, she completed her
She's
mission.
really effective, actually, isn't she?
She won her. She did what she was meant to do.
Yeah, she did. Even if she dies, she still kind of wins because what she wanted
she won.
still happens.
Her job was just to release Lucifer.
Yeah. It's an excellent point. She is the most effective. Girl power, I guess. Hashtag girl power.
Lilith.
Destroying the world. Yeah.
Literally every manipulation tactic. Isolation, sex, drugs. She literally hooked them on all fronts.
Controlling behavior.
Poor Sam didn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
No, definitely not. This is when the demon lets the host come forward, which is pretty genius, really, when you think about it from the demon's point of view. Because Sam probably won't want to hurt a real person, will he?
I like how you're like, probably. She feels betrayed. The last couple of episodes, she's like, I cannot defend my man. I cannot defend him.
I can't.
You can't defend the boys in season 4 anymore either, because like from seasons 1 through 3, they're kind of like trying to exercise people, save people. Yeah. But as soon as that knife gets introduced, they're just slashing throats.
Everybody dies.
Right. Fuck the host, just die.
It's a very, very good point. Like, I wonder what the death count is at this point of like how many civilians they've killed.
A lot.
Because it's a lot.
But at the same time, the way they explain it, rather, or like the fans justify it, and I think about it, is like most of these demons, the host is probably dead already. Yeah. Unless they were like freshly possessed.
This is very true because they fuck up the bodies, don't they?
Like Meg was bored. The original Meg body died, I think, when they exorcised her in season 1.
Yeah,
like they try to get her to the hospital, but she still dies anyways.
Well, yeah, because she got thrown off a building, basically.
Yeah,
and there was just no coming back.
So like most of the demons are walking around with like deathly wounds.
Yeah, this is true. I love our ability to justify things. It's great. So we go back to right after Azazel has killed all of the nuns, and it's a flashback in 1972. Azazel's kneeling before the altar. The bloodied bodies of the nuns are all around him. One is splayed out on the altar facing him in a reverse crucifixion pose. He speaks towards this one during the following. He says, Father, look, I'm not exactly the praying type, but still, I made the sacrifice. I got you a bag full of nuns. So can you hear me? Can you whisper through the door? And the dead nun, channeling Lucifer in this very ambiguous voice, says, I'm here, my son. And Azazel's like, it's so good to hear your voice, Padre. I've been searching for you for so long. You have no idea. The others have lost faith. Dickless heathens, but not me. I love that line. Dickless heathens made me laugh so hard. Lucifer says, you've done well. And Azazel says, so how do I bust you out? And Lucifer says, Lilith. And Azazel says, Lilith? Father, she's trapped neck deep in the pit. It won't be easy. And Lucifer says, Lilith. Lilith can break the seals. And Azazel says, yeah, okay, but what do I do? And Lucifer says, you must find me a child, a very special child. And then we see his eyes flash yellow. And he says, what do you mean? What child?
Baby Sam.
Baby Sam, indeed. Dun, dun, dun.
Which makes me wonder.
Like the voice.
If like remember in season 2 when they had that whole thing about the super children all fighting each other and one of them comes out on top? Like if Sam had stayed dead in that scenario, would the dude that have like that wand would he have become Lucifer? Like would he have been the one that released Lucifer? They never really hint at that.
My thought process was that they always want so they've taken John, right? And he's not going to be the righteous man that unleashes the apocalypse because he's John Winchester and he's too strong to break. So they need the next righteous man, who is Dean. They have to kill Sam in order for Dean to make that deal, which they absolutely know that he will. So this is the part where my brain started hurting, because watching this episode, I realized how deep this plot went. Because also this episode is in 72. And when we get the flashback for in the beginning, that's set in 73. So there's literally like around a year, maybe 6 months between when this happens in this episode and then when Azazel targets Mary. So this is where we start getting the loop and it all becomes kind of trippy and weird. But I was like, oh my God, that means that he planned this whole fight off thing to ensure that there was probably all the rest of the kids are probably only there to fuck up Sam enough to make sure that they can kill Sam, so that
That's an
he
interesting theory.
gets
I've actually never thought of that.
yeah, then he gets resurrected, and then we're also supposed to be asking ourselves if what came back is 100% Sam, right? And the words of
Yeah.
Azazel.
Uh-oh.
So did the fuckery start with the first resurrection?
Yeah, and then
Right?
John John's whole thing was like he found out that Sam was potentially gonna turn.
Yep.
I don't think he knew how far it would have gone.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
people say that John would have he's told Dean to kill Sam if he had to, but I don't think I don't think John himself would have been able to pull the trigger either. I think he's just saying it because he's like, okay, Sam goes bad, you kill him. But I think if it came down to the moment, like just like Sam and Dean, I think John would have hesitated, and I think
I agree
it
with
would have
that.
led to I think it would have been a reconciliation.
I'd love to ask that question to like Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Sarah Gamble or Kripke or someone. Just be like,
would John kill Sam?
Would he actually ever be able to do it? Like, what would actually happen? Would it be that dark?
That's the thing with Supernatural. There's so many different what if scenarios. I should probably start like going into that.
That's a whole other series for you.
Yeah, literally, because the 15 seasons, there's so many different possibilities.
Yeah,
like what if what if it wasn't John that died? Like what if John didn't resurrect Dean? Like what if he never made that deal and Dean just dies and Dean's the one that goes to hell? And
what if John died and Mary had lived?
Yeah, like
because she's a hunter. She's the OG hunter.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah. I had a fun fact here, which I was very proud of myself for finding.
Oh,
because
okay.
It's a Stephen King reference, and we love when there's a Stephen King reference.
We fucking love the Stephen King references. Tell me what it is.
So I found this on IMDb. So at the beginning of this scene, there are bells that are heard chiming in the convent, and the melody is the traditional plain song melody of Dies Irae. I don't know how you say that. Which is the start of a Latin poem that translates as the Day of Wrath. And that is the same melody that is used in the opening credits of The Shining.
Wow.
And I'm going to link the YouTube video to the opening credits of The Shining because I watched it to check. And it's like a synth version instead of bells, but it's definitely the same.
That's so cool.
Tune.
Wow.
I liked that.
That's actually super relevant, especially because Stephen King is trending right now because of It, Welcome to Derry.
Yeah,
we love
that's
Stephen
a really
King.
good show too. It's weird, but it's scary.
I wish Sam and Dean were in that verse so bad. They would have whooped Pennywise's ass.
That is something that I would love to see. I would love to see Sam and Dean actually in a Stephen King universe of any kind. Like there's so many to choose from. Like I'd love to see them actually like at the hotel with Danny and all the fuckery and all the ghosts.
Like The Shining is like a 3 hour, a 2.5 hour movie. It's about ghosts. Sam and Dean just pull up with salt and just start wiping people out left and right. There is no Shining with them. It's a 10-minute movie. It's an opening episode.
Yep. But I want to see those 10 minutes because it would be badass, man.
Supernatural has so many Shining references too.
I know. We love them. We literally
love finding them.
We're both fans, so we highlight them so hardcore. So this is where I'm gonna drop in because now that we've come full circle to all of the nun lore and the creepy fucking abandoned place, let's talk about Hell House, which is where I was talking about before, where they based it off of this. So the college closes in 1972, right? And this happens. There's sort of like a rise of interest again in the 80s because of the Satanic Panic, because part of the ruins that are left is basically an altar looking thing. It's like a cross in the woods with these two creepy old rusted sort of arches above it. And this is located in, pray for me, Patapsco Valley State Park. I don't know.
I have no idea.
No one knows. It's a 19th century Roman Catholic seminary that closed in 1972. And because of the level of decay and the rumors of satanic rituals and paranormal activity, they actually ended up basically having to close it off. Like people got scared about it and the cops came and eventually it ended up getting sold to a private landowner who made it illegal to trespass there. It's like, it gets weirder and weirder, man. It gets weirder and weirder. There are supposedly haunted relics there. And pieces of the college that had burned down, which were there kind of up to a point in the later years, there's basically an update on Atlas Obscura where you have all these creepy things, people going in and being like, oh my god, this is so haunted, this is so scary. And then it'll be like, there's this part of the building is left and it's really decrepit and run down. And then the next update is, oh no, they demolished that part. So you can see like whoever owns it is trying to suppress the haunted rumors and the weird activity. It says it maintained being mostly intact until 1997 when fires were set. Not to mention the original Halloween blaze that happened in 1997. This blaze, which followed a previous fire from 1968, destroyed another building on the property, leaving the remaining structures in ruins and creating the eerie, haunted-looking site that became known as Hell House, like I mentioned. So the lower house of the college was consumed by the fire in the original 68 fire. And this led to this rumor that while dwindling student numbers led to the college's closure, by the late 1980s, whispers about the real cause for the shutdown began to circulate. One rumor claimed that a deranged priest had brutally killed several female students. Now, given that it was supposed to be a seminary, there's probably no real weight to that. So it's definitely a myth, but we can trace the origin story in the opening to this urban lore where it just keeps spinning out and getting darker and darker. One version alleges that the accused priest escaped while the nuns, possessed by demonic forces, committed mass murder within the college. In another version, the nuns were found hanging with a blood-drawn pentagram underneath, and the priest was found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Oh. This is so similar to the episode.
Exactly.
This sounds like a Supernatural episode.
Exactly, though. Exactly. So
that is eerie.
It is eerie as fuck. And this is the thing that I love about the episodes, because what I found with my little Easter eggs in my lore drop that I do every episode is like they research hard. And if you look behind it, there's eerie facts for every single one. So anybody who loves stuff like this, we're literally planning the road trip, aren't we? Of like, there's a few where we're like, we're not going there. That's too scary. That's too creepy. But we have an entire haunted U.S. road trip that we're slowly building through the podcast.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, there's so many cool places. There's some wild stories attached to the episodes. Like, I love it so much.
Yeah.
And it makes it even creepier watching the episodes when you know, like, the backstory to stuff like this. It adds a layer.
Yeah, definitely.
That is very, like, the nun thing is, like, so on the nose with this episode, too.
Yeah. I saw that and I was like, that's my Easter egg. Yeah. That's the one.
Yeah, I'm always surprised that you find it every single time as well.
Yeah.
I'm sure like the people that like the behind the scenes, like the set people, the ones who do the location scouting and all this are so happy when people like you find those details because they're so overlooked.
Yeah.
People just consume media, they just watch it and it just goes in one eye and it's like out the other eye.
That's made my day.
When you break it down, like I'm 100% sure like if those people listened and heard, they'd be so happy.
I would actually really love to get like crew on. I would love to have like location scouts. I'd love to have it's the stunt team. I would fucking love to have the stunt team on. Talk about the nitty gritty.
Because of the French mistake, the stunt team, I would ask so many things about the French mistake.
I know, that's such a great episode. There's so many ones where like there's wild backstories to different things. Like fingers crossed, if anybody listening knows anybody, like get them to send us an email, okay?
I gotta start to messaging people on TikTok and using my like, hey, you know who I am? Like let's start breaking into the door. Just like to start breaking into the door.
I appreciate that.
Okay, so we are now cut to Sam and Ruby, and Sam's been doing what he does best, research.
Fact.
He's found a newspaper article about the nun massacre that we saw at the convent, and Ruby makes a joke. She says, what's black and white and red all over? And Sam's just like, not the time.
Yeah, he really looks at her like, really? I was like, you have to know who she is at this point.
Yeah, like, demon, hello.
Hi.
And the article says that the priest said a demon had made him do it, and he remembered that his name was Azazel. They decide that that's the place where the Lost Seal is going to be opened, and Ruby says they should pack up and head out. And then Sam says he doesn't want to take the nurse anymore because now she's human, he feels bad. And Ruby says it's just an act. I don't think so. I think she's actually come to the front.
Yeah.
Ruby points out that Sam has killed loads of people before.
She's like, all the people you murdered, just like we
You can
mentioned
see that,
earlier.
like,
Wally
the
was like,
facade of Ruby kind of dropping at this point too.
yeah.
She's just like, no, we're going. Like, you're doing
It's like
this.
she's
Do the
panicking
murder.
as it gets towards the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
doesn't
really
wanna
need to make
fumble.
him do this now. Running out of time. Yeah, so Sam takes the nurse, who's called Cindy, out to the car, and the whole way she's pleading with him and trying to get him to see her as human, which I thought was quite... I watch a lot of, and listen to mainly, a lot of true crime podcasts, and that's what people do. They're kind of, if they've been kidnapped, they try to show the killer their humanity to try and put them
Garner
off.
empathy.
Yeah. But Sam puts her in the trunk of the car.
I wrote pillar of the community, Sam. So we have a standing joke from one of the werewolf episodes. Is it that episode with Madison? It is, yeah. Where there's that church guy, Glenn, who ends up being the werewolf and being like an absolute jerk. And Laura was saying how on true crime, it's always the pillar of the community guys that are actually the bad guy. So now when somebody acts like a serial killer, we're like, oh, pillar of the community. So pillar of the community, Sam.
Yeah. So then we come back to the green room and Dean smashes an angel figurine and Cass appears saying, "You asked to see me?" And this is really funny because Cass kind of looks pointedly down at the mess that Dean's just made, and then Dean kind of looks like a naughty schoolboy, like he's been caught doing something.
My favorite part about this was it was kind of a bridal looking angel in a white dress, and Cass is just like, "You summoned me." That took me out.
Yeah. And it's this whole bit where then Dean asks Cass to take him to Sam. So it's like, Dean, I need something. Cass, anything you wish. Dean, take me to Sam. Cass, no.
This is anything you wish, and I was like, I bet you would in my notes.
So yeah, Dean tries to leave. So Cass removes the doors. So now he's trapped.
Yeah. That scene is crazy.
Funny.
He turns around. And I remember thinking, if Dean hadn't turned around, would he still have done it? But I don't know. It was funny. It just instantly vanished.
They were just ready to do it. They were ready to trap him. Because they want him here.
They were ready to cage him.
And that's also kind of where like the reveal is coming. Like, wait, why are they not letting him do what he wants to do? Why are they keeping him here?
Yeah, it's true.
Away from Sam.
We get more and more sus about the angels. I feel like they're very suspicious at this point. All right, so Sam and Ruby are in the car. Ruby's driving. Sam is in the passenger seat, and he's staring at his cell phone. And it says one new voicemail from Dean, and he isn't playing it. And Cindy's screaming in the back of the trunk, just in the background this entire time. Ruby's like, "What are you, a 12-year-old girl? Just play it already." And Sam's like, "Mind your own business." And Cindy in the back is like, let me out, screaming.
So dark.
So dark. Sam's like, "God, I wish you would just shut up." And Ruby's like, "Well, that could be arranged." This woman is
screaming for her life, and he's like,
he's like, "Shut up."
Oh, nonchalant. This is like ignoring the fact there's a screaming woman in the back.
So Ruby says that can be arranged. Sam glares at her. I'm like, I feel like you know who you're sleeping with at this point, Sam, but okay. And says, "I don't get it. All the demons you cut with the knife, what do you think happens to the host? How is this any different?" And Sam says, "Is that supposed to make me feel better?" And Ruby says, "I know that you're having a tough time here, Sam, but we're in the final lap now. Now is not the time to grow up a squeater." At which point I died, and I looked that up, and it turns out they invented this word for the show. It is an Urban Dictionary, and the whole reference is a supernatural reference. There's words that have been added to Urban Dictionary because of the show, which
that is crazy,
right?
I feel like we found this before at some point.
We found a couple.
I've heard that before.
Yeah, we found a couple.
That is funny.
Yeah,
Dean definitely has created some words, or at least some like Dean-isms that all of us
are real. Yeah.
We've all adopted.
Sam says, "Would you drop the friggin' attitude? I'm about to bleed and drink an innocent woman while she watches." And Ruby says, "And save the world as a result." And Sam's like, "I don't know. I'm starting to think maybe Dean was right." And Ruby says, "About what?" And Sam says, "About everything." And Ruby says, "We're going to see this through, right, Sam?" Sam?
Yeah, my notes for the scene were that Sam fights with his morals. Ruby tries to convince him not to have any. And Ruby is clearly worried that Sam's going to back out.
Just because for Ruby, this is the final stretch. He's like about to pull off the greatest con ever.
So close. Yeah.
I would be sweating too. I'd be like, "Yo, what do you we killed so many people already. We're so close."
Yeah, it's
What
kind
are
of
you
what I was
doing?
saying earlier about she's kind of starting to panic because it's really close to the.
Yeah,
She hasn't
she's
got a lot
like
of time left.
you can like feel her like
Yeah.
clench, like she's like, oh my god, no, I don't want to lose this now, because she can't tip
Yeah.
her hand because it's like so close. Like Sam is so
Yeah.
close to realizing all the shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I completely agree.
And it's like when I know we're skipping a bit ahead, but at the end when Dean's like banging on the door trying to get Sam's attention, and she's just
And
like,
she's
"Do it,
screaming
do
in
it."
his face.
That
Yeah.
one smirk she gives Dean before she closes the door
Oh
is the
my
evilest
God.
one.
Yeah.
It's so evil, but it's so like
It's
delicious. It's
amazing.
like perfect.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
so Genevieve is such a good actress. 10 out of 10 to
Like
Genevieve.
it.
No,
She's
like
amazing.
literally, Ruby is
Props.
like one of the best characters in Supernatural, and that's like
Agreed.
Yeah.
the fact that from season 4 on that you can say that is crazy.
It is.
9
Yeah.
seasons of characters have come and gone, but there's only been one Ruby. Well, 2 Rubies,
Yeah.
but only one Genevieve Ruby.
Only one Genevieve. Yeah.
Yeah. So then we cut back to Dean in the green room, and he's bashing a hole in the wall with a candlestick or something. He's like, "I'll make my own door if you're going to take them away." But the wall repairs itself, and then Zachariah appears, and Dean tells him he wants to see Sam. Zachariah says that it's ill-advised, and Dean gets angry because the angels are not telling him anything. He asks why he can't see Sam and how he's supposed to kill Lilith, and Zachariah says he's not. And Dean's like, what? Zachariah says that Lilith is going to break the final seal, and he sits down on a chair next to a mirror, and that created this weird effect, didn't it, with like him and the mirrors.
Yeah, that was fucking spooky
Like
because
a
you get the
portal.
infinity effect, and
Yeah.
everything behind him is empty and dark.
Mm.
And I was like, I feel like they're telling us that heaven is empty and dark, and God has left the building, or like it's not good. It's not good.
Yeah. He
It
does
was
say that
really
later
good
as well, doesn't he?
foreshadowing.
And Dean's like, but me and Sam can stop it. And Zachariah just looks at him with a smug look on his face. And Dean realizes that they don't want to stop Lilith opening the seal.
Yeah. So Zachariah says Lilith's going to break the final seal. Fate accompli at this point. Trains left the station. And Dean's like, but me and Sam, we can stop. And then he's like, you don't want us to stop it, do you? And Zachariah says, nope, never did. The end is nigh. The apocalypse is coming, kiddo, to a theater near you. And Dean's like, what was all that crap about saving seals? And Zachariah says, our grunts on the ground. We couldn't just tell them the whole truth. We have a full-scale rebellion on our hands. I mean, think about it. Would we really let 65 seals get broken unless senior management wanted it that way? And
I
Dean's
did
like,
point out, didn't I, that they are not
Yeah.
very good at stopping the seals from opening.
every episode you've been like, they haven't stopped anything.
Like, they're rubbish at this.
Yeah,
Because they showed how powerful the angels are in comparison to demons. Like, this shouldn't be a war.
exactly.
This would have been a
Exactly.
slaughter.
That's a fucking excellent point. Yeah. So Dean says, but why? And Zachariah says, why not? The apocalypse, poor name, bad marketing, puts people off. When all it is Allie versus Foreman on a slightly larger scale. And we like our chances. When our side wins, and we will, it's paradise on earth. Now, what's not to like about that? And Dean says, what happens to all the people during your pissing contest? And Zachariah says, well, you can't make an omelet without cracking a few eggs. In this case, truckloads of eggs. But you get the picture. Look, it happens. This isn't the first planetary enema we've delivered. And he sees Dean eyeing this statue on the mantelpiece, like he's going to brain him with it. And says, no, Dean, probably shouldn't try to bash my skull in with that. Wouldn't end up too pleasant for you.
You know how last episode when Anna arrived and then some angels came to take her away, and I was like, why do they look like they're always in corporate dress? And then in this speech, Zachariah is going on about like
literally like
senior
evil
management
middle
and marketing.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah, the evils of corporate
They probably
America.
possess all like lawyers and CEOs.
Yeah.
Yeah. For real.
At this point in the episode, my head was hurting because I was like, I don't understand why the angels. I still didn't understand why they want Lucifer to rise. But
yeah,
to be honest, I still don't.
no. What's the whole paradise on earth thing? How does that?
I guess they want to maybe just retire.
They're just
this is like
it.
after like the battle happens and Lucifer is dead, the angels wouldn't have anything to do, and the humans could just live peacefully. But then I don't get that. Yeah, it doesn't make sense though, because they'd still have to like run heaven, and they still have stuff to do. So is it out of laziness, or
So,
are they just following the book?
as somebody who was forced to go to Bible camp a lot, okay, I can tell you that where we're coming from is the idea of like the flood. They're alluding to that basically God destroys everything, wiped out completely. Humanity starts over again, right? They pick the ones that they like. Everybody else dies. it's paradise back on Earth. There's no more pollution. There's no more bullshit. The angels are in complete control. Now, in this universe, that means like Stepford, like Dean keeps saying, it will be Stepford. It will be their version of perfection because there'll be in ultimate control. And human beings, from their point of view, are just like these mindless little automatons, and they'll be like little marionettes, you know? So in this world, that's what we're looking at. We're looking at a perfected Earth, in quotes, like their version of that.
What's super interesting to me that I just realized is like if the angels wanted to, they could have saved everybody and killed Lucifer, and they could have killed all the demons, and then the Earth would have been the only people attacking Earth would be people.
Yeah.
But then I guess they could go like the AI route, like all people are bad, so all people must be eliminated.
I think that's what they're doing. They're like, people are flawed. Look at all these monkeys killing each other, doing all these horrible things, because they literally refer to human beings as monkeys
they hate
in the episodes.
They call them like they call us like hairless apes.
Yeah, yeah, they did. Which I mean, it's true, but
it's true, but like,
but they take it to a dark place.
The way they say it is like the way they say it is very derogatory.
Facts. It is not good. It is no bueno.
Dehumanizing. So, it's like, all right, we get it, but at the same time, we're not apes.
Yeah, exactly.
So Dean points out that Sam will stop Lilith, and Zachariah says that he has a part to play, and he might need a little nudge, but he'll make sure he plays it. And I would just write, Dean's face, because he's worried about Sam and what the angels are going to do to him.
Yeah.
And also that Jensen has such an expressive face, and we've said before
he really
that he can like convey everything Dean is feeling from just a look.
It's so good. It's so good.
So good.
Yeah,
and it gets even better as the show progresses. But like,
it's true.
It's so beautiful. He's such a great actor.
He really is. 10 out of 10.
So Zachariah basically tells Dean to chill, and he also says that they weren't lying about his destiny. They just missed out a few things on purpose. Well, I put the on purpose bit in. He says that Dean is chosen, and he will stop it, but he doesn't mean Lilith or the apocalypse. He means Lucifer.
Yeah.
And then Dean's shocked face.
Yeah. And this is Laura's favorite line with this part. You're going to stop Lucifer. You're our own little Russell Crowe, complete with surly attitude. And when it's over and when you've won, your rewards will be unimaginable.
Yeah.
And then he says some really problematic shit that I'm not going to say, and I didn't like it. That's my note on that one. Didn't care for the rest of it. And then he laughs and he says, trust me, one day we'll look back on this and laugh. Dean asks about God and where he is in all of this, and Zachariah says, God has left the building.
Ooh.
We're like, oh no.
Interesting.
Oh no.
He's just left everyone to deal with it.
Bye, kids. See you later. So we go back to the convent. It's modern day. We get an exterior shot of this ultra gothic looking building that looks like it belongs in the Conjuring universe. It's like a huge stone abbey you might find in the Carpathian Mountains. A full moon and creepy dark clouds really set the tone. There's even a pretty but creepy angel statue with vines growing on it and stained glass windows. A security guard with a limp is doing the classic patrolling alone at night in a horror movie thing with just the beam of his flashlight. Clearly he's gonna die. So Lilith suddenly appears behind the guard from nowhere. The guard jumps in fear and swings the light on her. She smiles and says, howdy. And I was like, oh, that reminds me of Azazel. Yeah, I like that.
What was his guard guarding anyways?
The building.
He has like an abandoned,
like an empty, abandoned
Who's
building.
Paying for this guy to guard this
well, so what I'm
so
thinking
true.
is Hell House, that property, which also title of the episode, the other episode, right?
Yeah.
That property is empty and abandoned, but it's patrolled with like dudes with flashlights and
it's
dogs.
illegal to
so
go on it.
there you go.
Poor guy just paid to die.
Yeah.
Just like the extra, to be honest.
Yeah. So he says, lady, this is private property. You're not supposed to be here. And she says, but I'm here for mass, all innocently. And I was like, not in that dress, sister. And two demons grab the guard suddenly from off camera. And she says, and so are you, really menacingly. And her eyes go white and the guard screams and we cut away.
Yeah, I don't like her eyes.
They ran out of the blood budget for this episode. No blood splatter.
No blood whatsoever. We don't even see it. It's just a cut to black.
Yeah.
Yep. So we cut back to the Heavenly Green Room. The camera is behind the bar, so we see Dean pacing, looking all caged up, literally, as he tries to make a phone call. The camera slowly pans, following his movements, and when we get past the pillar, Cass is just suddenly there behind Dean. Cass says, "You can't reach him, Dean. You're outside your coverage zone." And Dean says, What are you going to do to Sam?" And Cass says, "Nothing. He's going to do it to himself." And Dean says, "What's that supposed to mean?" And Cass looks down. And Dean says, "Oh, right. Gotta toe the company line. Why are you here, Cass?" And Cass says, "We've been through much together, you and I just wanted to say I'm sorry it ended like this." And Dean says, "Sorry?" He punches Castiel, who hardly flinches. It makes a metallic sound. Dean flexes his hand in pain and raises his eyebrows, and it's hilarious, like he punched a fridge.
Yeah, well, is he like metal? Like what?
Well, he's an angel. Like, I actually thought this was really fun and really realistic because we don't get to see, like, in
how
the
powerful
first,
they are.
in the first appearance of Cass, you see how powerful he is because everybody's stabbing him and like
Shooting
all the
him,
magic and
it's just
shooting
the
him.
most badass
It's
intro.
amazing. It's amazing. But we don't get to see it a lot in the other episodes, and then this part finally we do. He punches him, and it's like he punched the Terminator.
Yeah,
It's
and this
amazing.
is like Cass is one of the relatively weaker angels too. Like he's on
Yeah.
the lower tier. He's not upper management.
No.
So like that just shows you the scale, and it also just harkens back to the fact that they dropped the ball on all the seals. Like the signs were all there.
It really drives that part
Because like
home.
a demon, you could punch in the face, and the demon will be like, "Ow!"
Oh no, my face. No, it's very true. So he says it's Armageddon, Cass. You need a bigger word than sorry. And Cass says, "Try to understand. This is long foretold. This is your," Dean says, "destiny. Don't give me that holy crap. Destiny, God's plan. It's all a bunch of lies. You poor, stupid son of a bitch. It's just a way for your bosses to keep me and you in line. You know what's real? People, families. That's real. And you're going to watch them all burn." And Cass says, "What's so worth saving? I see nothing but pain here. I see inside you. I see your guilt, your anger, confusion. In paradise, all is forgiven. You'll be at peace, even with Sam." Cass looks down. And I was like, wait, is he doing this because he thinks this is how Dean can find peace? Like, is that part of this? I was like, oh, interesting. So Dean drops his gaze down to meet Cass's eyes really aggressively, at which point I wrote thirst trap in all caps with like 10 fire emojis, not gonna lie. And Dean says, "You can take your piece and shove it up your lily white ass, because I'll take the pain and the guilt. I'll even take Sam as is. It's a lot better than being some Stepford bitch in paradise. This is simple, Cass. No more crap about being a good soldier. There's right and there's wrong here, and you know it." And Cass turns away and he says, "Look at me." And Dean grabs Cass's shoulder and turns him around to face him. He like whips him around really forcefully. He says, "You know it. You were going to help me once, weren't you? You were going to warn me about all this before they dragged you back to Bible camp. Help me now, please." And Cass says, "What would you have me do?" And Dean says, "Get me to Sam. We can stop this before it's too late." And Cass says, "I do that. We'll all be hunted. We'll all be killed." And Dean says, "If there's anything worth dying for, this is it." Cass shakes his head and looks down. And he says, "You spineless." And he turns to walk away. "Soulless son of a bitch. What do you care about dying? You're already dead. We're done." And Cass says, "Dean." And Dean just goes, "We're done." And Cass looks devastated.
They got divorced.
Yeah. I was like, I don't think Cass is actually scared in this scene. I don't think he's chickening out. I think he thinks that he's protecting Dean.
Yeah.
And he's also like understanding where Dean's coming. Like this is where he like truly understands Dean. That he'd rather suffer in freedom than die trapped.
Yeah. It's what you said about his empathy. You're right about that. So Dean turns to look behind him, but Castiel has absolutely disappeared. He's gone again.
The headlights of Phoebe's car illuminate a sign that says it's 2 miles to St. Mary's Convent. Cindy is still screaming from the trunk. Ruby is pressuring Sam to kill Cindy to power up, but it's clear Sam is having second thoughts. He turns his back on her and sneaks out his phone to listen to Dean's message. And it's clear he's hoping that Dean can talk him out of this, which he would have done if he had
they
the
played
actual
the real
voicemail.
message. Yeah. So we hear Dean's voice and he's saying, "Listen to me, you blood-sucking freak. Dad always said I'd either have to save you or kill you. Well, I'm giving you fair warning. I'm done trying to save you. You're a monster, Sam. A vampire. You're not you anymore, and there's no going back." And then you hear the beep from the answering machine.
Oh my god. Fuck the angels for that.
Yep. And Ruby's in the background, and this is when we see that smirk. She smirks.
The first evil smirk of many. I wonder. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder if it was like I always assumed it was the angels that altered the message.
Because
What if
we
it
know
was
they do
Ruby?
that.
This is this
Well,
is what
so
I've
see,
written
this is
because I
my
don't
theory.
understand. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are on the side of the angels, possible, because we know that Castiel in particular has done this before.
And
But
Zachariah did say that he's going to have to give Sam a nudge.
yes,
Yeah, that's what I was
so
thinking.
that's a
I feel like that's
strong contender, you guys. My hot take, and I could be wrong, it could be the angels, but my thought was she hexed his phone. There's a hex bag around somewhere, and she set up a curse so that whatever voicemails are incoming, it's going to be twisted, and it's going to be whatever Sam needs to hear to do the worst thing possible.
interesting.
Yeah.
That could also align with her saying just open it already when she was in the car.
Because this is the thing. The entire time she's like, listen to your voicemail, listen to your voicemail, listen to your voicemail. And I'm like, what do you know, sister? What did you do?
And they could have been the angels, or she knew that the angels had altered the message, and that's why she wanted.
That's
Sam
another
to-
possibility.
Because we know that the demons and angels both have like weird technopathic abilities too that are they're never really mentioned. Like they can touch a phone and like possess it. It's like really
Though that's a really good point.
Ruby wasn't working with the angels, was she?
Well, so that's another question.
They were both working towards the same goal, but I don't know if they were
Yeah.
working in tandem with each other, like hand in hand.
Yeah. So we're left to wonder.
It's more like the angels were letting Ruby do, like they're more like letting the angels were letting Ruby do what she was doing, versus Ruby like actively working with the angels.
Yeah, it comes across like their plan is non-interference with the demons, right? And just let the demons do the thing. But then I do kind of think that Zachariah, his character, I do sort of think that he would under the table say to Ruby, oh, by the way, make him listen to this voicemail.
Or like nudge or something. Like
something like nod, wink, wink kind of a thing.
Yeah. Double dealing.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah. It has its desired effect anyway, because Sam's then like, killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam is dead inside at this point. And also, the most heartbreaking thing is that Sam never finds out that Dean never, he never finds that out. That Dean didn't say this.
Yeah, it's
maybe
wild.
Dean will tell him in between this episode and the next episode.
That we don't see.
We don't see it. Like, it's never brought up in the show ever again either. So
no.
The most heartbreaking thing is, like, Sam just walks around possibly, like, sad. Even season 15 of just, like, remember that voicemail that Dean left me
you're
with?
right.
Like, imagine.
Yeah.
God, I hate this show. No, this is like the greatest and the worst show ever.
It really is. So Sam says, do it. And Ruby says, thank God. And she runs around to the back to open the trunk, and Cindy's screaming no. And then we just hear Cindy dying horribly in the background, which is dark.
So we then cut back to the angel green room, and Dean is framed by the harp strings this time, again with the cage illusions. He's pacing like a lion, which Joy says is hot.
Fact.
I'll
stand by it.
Dean goes to eat a burger. Cass suddenly grabs him violently from behind, and we get some really creepy minor chord violins that sound like hornets from hell. That's true. Joy wrote this bit of the notes, and that is exactly what they sounded like.
Oh, thank you. I am a writer. I have an English degree.
Oh, me too.
Hey, high five in
English
English
major.
degrees. Oh, nice.
So Cass slams Dean against the wall and puts a hand over his mouth. He pulls the demon killing blade out from his waistband, and the camera angles makes us think he's about to stab Dean. I was actually scared here that he was going to kill Dean.
Yeah. When you first watch this episode, I feel like everybody has the same thought that he's about to slash him with the knife. You're like, oh my God, how many betrayals?
That would have been devastating. I didn't think that when I was watching it. I was just like, oh, what are they doing?
Oh, we went darker than you went, I guess. Our brains were just like, oh no, what are they doing now?
It's like so many movies. It's like, okay, no, there's gonna be a twist here. Based on the previous, I was like, okay, I was expecting something. I just didn't know what.
Yeah.
So he looks intensely at Dean, and they communicate silently. Dean nods. Cass cuts his arm with the demon blade while Dean watches in shock. And Cass starts finger painting the wall with his blood, and we realise it looks like a sigil to banish angels. Cass looks rebellious. I love rebellious Cass.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, the best Cass.
Yeah.
Best Cass is Rebel Cass.
And Zachariah off camera shouts, Castiel, would you mind explaining just what the hell you're doing? And Cass smashes his hand on the wall, completing the spell. A blinding white light engulfs the frame, and Zachariah screams, and vanishes.
Yeah.
Those effects are so good. They still hold up to this day.
For real.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
It's like so violently the way they get sucked up. It seems painful.
It was really, really cool. So I found this fun fact from, I think it was Supernatural Wiki. Yeah. That they said when Cass presses his palm against the angel banishing sigil, it only causes Zechariah to be sent away. But Cass is obviously also an angel, and theoretically he should have been sent away too. And I thought that was interesting because I was like, oh yeah, that's a good point actually. How did he get around that?
Is it like the sigil is just his name or something, like they did with
maybe
when John did with
I think
Azazel?
since he's activating it, he won't be a part of it because I think maybe him touching the sigil might just protect him from it. I guess.
Maybe,
but there's a scene in the future where the exact opposite happens. So it's kind of supernatural retcons itself.
In every other thing for continuity, they do it differently, and he would have been banished. My only thought process is he has some stroke of genius and writes something secret in Enochian or something that's like not me, like not it inside the spell. I don't know. I don't know what else to think. But otherwise, it's just like a big glaring continuity error, and I thought that was kind of funny, so I threw that in.
Yeah. So Cass says he won't be gone long. Dean looks at Cass in this mixture of shooketh and damn, that was badass. And Cass says we have to find Sam now. And Dean says, where is he? And Cass says, I don't know, but I know who does. And he hands Dean the demon blade, still covered in his blood.
He says, we have to stop him, Dean, from killing Lilith. And I was like, this is a thirst trap. And I stand by that. And Dean says, but Lilith's going to break the final seal. And Cass says, Lilith is the final seal. She dies, the end begins. Ooh. And Dean looks, I was like, wow. And then I was like, Dean looks both hot and horrified. Hotly horrified. That's a skill set. Hotified.
Hotified?
Dramatic music. We get a fade to black. We cut to a close-up of a computer screen that says Supernatural, Lucifer Rising by Carver Edlund. And Chuck is saying off camera, oh yeah, really? At the same time? Wow, really? Wow. That sounds moist.
Ew.
And the woman on the phone laughs and says, well, it can be. And Chuck says, what are your rates? And the woman on the phone says, we can get you one girl, 1 hour, $1,000. And Chuck says, okay, then I'll take 20 girls for the whole night. And she says, I'm not sure you can afford that. And Chuck says, lady, sometimes you got to live like there's no tomorrow. And then Cass and Dean appear suddenly. And Chuck looks up in absolute shock. And he's like, wait, this is not supposed to happen. And she's like, sir. And Chuck says, no, lady, this is definitely supposed to happen, but I just got to call you back. And he hangs up and he's like, And I was like, my notes are just like, I'm dying. This is so freaking funny. Chuck sees the end of is 9. He's like, let me go and book myself an entire brothel.
Oh, no. What's he going to do with 20 girls? Actually, don't answer that.
Amazing. Okay.
Chuck is so funny this season.
This is the thing. I really like him this season. This season, I really, really like him, and he's hilarious. And he's just like a writery, nerdy guy, and it makes me happy.
Yeah.
Oh,
just a little nerdy prophet.
He is, yeah. So Lilith is at the convent. Sam arrives. We cut from a stuttering Chuck to what looks like an emo band album cover of 3 demons looking in the archway. The third guy walks toward the camera carrying a bowl of blood. It's definitely Meg's bowl, by the way.
Yeah,
yeah. As he walks forward, we realize there are demons lining the whole hallway. Lilith stands at a satanic altar with a burnt skull, teeth in a jar, potion ingredients, and the world's most dramatically drippy candles. The demon hands Lilith the bowl, looking really sad and pale. She tells him in a very kind tone, don't be afraid. We're going to save the world. The demon bows his head to her and leaves. She places the bowl on the altar, and when she turns back, every single demon is lying on the floor. They either fled from Sam, or he ripped them out, or he killed them with a thought before he even turned the corner. Ruby and Sam round the corner. We get this dramatic close-up of Lilith facing off against Sam. Sam strides forward. Lilith puts her hand out, and the doors slam shut, and then we cut to black.
This Sam thirst trap, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's fair.
Also, I don't think I realized that they were all on the floor.
They're just down. Like 1 minute they're all standing there, and then like 30 of them are just flat.
Sam kills them all.
Yeah.
That's how powerful he is. 30 demons in a second.
Yeah, he is
he did drink that entire woman.
It's true. He drank.
How many gallons of blood is in a person?
A lot.
Oh, I don't know. Isn't it supposed to be like 4 pints or something? I don't know.
It's the only thing.
4 pints of blood.
Yeah, that's a lot of blood.
Sam's
a big
freak.
Mess. Sam is literally a freak at this point.
He's a vampire.
we cut back.
He is a vampire.
Yeah, he actually is. So we cut back to Dean and Cass with Chuck again, and we're inside Chuck's house, and Dean's saying, St. Mary's, what is that, a convent? And Chuck says, yeah, but you guys aren't supposed to be there. You're not in this story. And Cass says, yeah, well, and then he glances over at Dean, and he says, we're making it up as we go. And I love that. And I said, Dean looks at Cass like he's a thirst trap, which he is, correct. Chuck's computer screen flickers as this great rumbling begins, accompanied by a blinding white light. And Chuck's like, oh man, not again, no. And Castiel says, it's the Archangel. I'll hold him off. I'll hold them all off. Just stop Sam, which he's saying to Dean. And he claps Dean on the forehead, and Dean's just transported.
I love it when he does that.
I wrote, thirst trapped again, Castiel, Angel of Oh My Damn.
Cass is having a good episode.
He really is. He's
a great Cass episode.
Kick ass in this episode. And I wrote, Chuck freaking out about all this is hilarious to me because he's just like, you're ruining my plans. You're ruining my plans with the ladies. Yeah. So funny. So Dean appears in the convent and starts looking for Sam. Cut to Chuck looking at Cass admiringly. He puts his hand on his shoulder like a dad. Cass looks at Chuck. Chuck awkwardly removes his hand. And then we cut to white.
That was funny. But also, I'm Cass in that situation. I'm like, ew, don't touch me.
No human contact. Yeah.
Because Cass is about to face down a goddamn Archangel.
Chuck is like,
Cass, this is like, what are you doing, bro? Let me lock in.
Yeah. So we cut to Sam kicking the door in and attacking Lilith with his powers. Lilith is hurled into the edge of a marble altar and drops to the floor with a pain sound. Sam approaches like a wolf going in for the kill, and it's hot.
Mm-hmm.
I could just see Laura's notes.
It's hot.
I'm sure is.
Why do they Lilith dress like this too? It's so funny.
Yeah.
They made her get like all dolled up just to die.
Yeah.
We always call
I guess if she knew she was gonna die, she wanted to look
Demon
hot
Barbie. She's one of the Demon
Yeah.
Barbies. They have no
Joy calls
choice
the
but to be
Demon
very
Barbie.
pretty.
She is Demon Barbie.
Yeah. So he pins her violently to the altar with a gesture. Meanwhile, Dean runs around the corner seeing this from down the hall. There's a dramatic doom music set of close-ups of Dean and Ruby as they square off against each other. Ruby smirks and telekinetically slams the door shut in Dean's face. Then we get a close-up of Dean's super sexy rage face. I stand by that. I wrote that and I stand by it. Cut to Lilith pinned to the altar on the floor in front of Sam. We hear a heartbeat and see several jerky close-ups that give us the impression that Sam is now fully evil. He smirks and says, I've been waiting for this for a very long time. The heartbeat keeps pounding. Close-up of Lilith as she says, give me your best shot. Close-up of Sam looking really evil and happy.
Crazy suggestive, right? By the way, that's so suggestive.
Yeah, it really is.
Really
Really
so on the
is.
nose with the references.
Yeah.
Like if this was HBO, this show would have been like it would have been unrated.
I agree. I don't understand how this aired on network TV sometimes. Like honestly, that's something that I have regularly said.
So I had a note about Sam here because yes, he's being evil. He's being #bad boy.
#bad boy. Bad Sammy. Bad.
And it is really dark, but I don't, maybe it's just my Sam girl speaking, but I don't really see him as evil yet. I do later. Because he does still genuinely think he's saving the world.
He thinks he's doing the right thing.
He does.
Yeah. And his like hardened evil face instantly softens when he hears Dean's voice as well.
It does. His acting
sweet.
is
Peak
so
acting.
good. Really is. Yeah. So Ruby smirks wickedly behind him. More disjointed close-ups of Sam and the heartbeat intensify. Sam raises his hand and Lilith starts burning from the inside. Off camera, we hear her voice distantly, and it's Dean screaming, Sammy! Sam turns towards his brother's voice. Dean pounds on the door, screaming, Sam! You cut to Sam, and Sam's like, Dean? And from Sam's point of view, we see the closed doors and hear Dean trying to break through. Ruby comes into focus slowly from the bottom right, screaming, what are you waiting for? Kill her! But it's all in slow motion. She acts completely terrified.
Mm. Yeah, she's like...
She's about to... Because Dean is this... Because she knows that if Dean comes in,
nope.
he'll convince it. Sam would stop right then and there.
Yeah.
Exactly. She's like panicking.
Yep. Dean calls Sam again. Sam looks back and forth between Ruby and the doors where Dean is. Ruby screams, Sam, now! The doors bang. Sam looks torn and kind of horrified. Lilith laughs, and the camera focuses on her. Sam looks absolutely furious, and she says, "You turned yourself into a freak, a monster, and now you're not going to bite? I'm sorry, but that is honestly adorable." The heartbeat quickens.
That's
Sam,
what triggers Sam. Oh
yeah,
my
it
God.
really is. She like laughs in his face, and he's
She
like,
rage baits him. She calls him the word that he hates, freak.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally.
A freak. Mm-hmm.
The heartbeat quickens. Sam faces Lilith and raises his hand again. His eyes turn black as he concentrates his power and hurls it at Lilith. She convulses several times, her body glowing and flickering. At last, she goes limp. Sam's eyes turn back to normal. The sound of the heartbeat slows, cut to black.
Yeah. Now, I did have a thought here about Lilith. So, I had a question about like continuity stuff. So, well, first of all, I kind of said what Wally said. So I said Lilith knew exactly what to say to make him angry and push him over the
you
edge.
guys
She
are
called
really
him a
on the
freak.
same page.
And then, in The Monster at the End of this book, when she said that she knew she was going to die before the apocalypse started,
Yeah.
did she know that she was the seal then? And
I
she
think
would
she
have to
realized it.
sacrifice herself.
Yeah.
I think she realized it then, and that's why she wanted to make a deal to end it. She
Yeah.
didn't want to die.
Yeah, I agree. Demons are selfish. I don't think that there's any chance that she was like, yeah, sacrifice me. This is a great idea.
She probably
I want to do that.
Which is what I was thinking about just now. I was like, oh shit, she definitely realized.
The other bit that I noticed here is Sam's eyes actually go demon black, don't they? So is he like full demon here?
I think he drank so much demon blood that his body became demonic.
I agree. I agree with that assessment.
And then as soon as they went black, I think he like burned out. We know he burned out his power because he couldn't kill Ruby afterwards.
Yep. Yep. So blood is pouring out of Lilith's body in this steady stream. The stream is flowing in what looks like a very deliberate direction. Sam says, "What the hell?" Ruby says, "I can't believe it." And Sam's like, "Ruby, what's going on?" And she says, "You did it. I mean, it was a little touch and go there for a while, but you did it." And Sam's like, "What? What did I do?" Ruby says, "You opened the door, and now he's free at last. He's free at last." Sam's in complete denial. He's like, no. Lilith, I stopped her. I killed her.
Yeah. But poor Sam, though, because all he has wanted to do for years now is save the world, and now he's started the apocalypse.
Oh man, yeah, it's dark. The supernatural writers need to pay for our
little oopsie.
Oopsie daisy.
Oopsie.
Yeah.
Whoops. Oopsie. But he's adorable, so we gotta forgive him.
We give him a pass.
Look at those puppy dog eyes. You can't be mad at Sam. He's like, oh, okay, you started the apocalypse. It's fine. Well, technically, Dean started it by breaking the first seal.
Technically, yeah. It's Dean's fault.
You want to point the blame game.
They're not going to be our MVPs today, Joy.
No, they're not. They can't. Okay, so Ruby says, "And it is written that the first demon shall be the last seal, and you bust her open." Sam puts his hands to his head. "Now guess who's coming for dinner?" And Sam says, "Oh my God." And Ruby says, "Guess again."
That was actually quite funny.
That was really funny.
Yeah. The snarkiness is just, she's a Winchester.
Like, on the snark level? The sass level? Yes.
Yeah, she has the Winchester sass.
Agreed. So Dean's pounding on the door with that candelabra. And Ruby says, "You don't even know how hard this was. All the demons out for my head, no one knew. I was the best of those sons of bitches, the most loyal. Not even Alistair knew, only Lilith. Yeah, I'm sure you're a little angry right now, but I mean, come on, Sam. Even you have to admit, I'm awesome."
And so good. That's the best villain monologue ever.
It really is. Sam says, "You bitch, you lying bitch." And he thrusts his hands out at her, trying to use his powers, but he drops, clutching his head instead. And Ruby says, "Don't hurt yourself, Sammy. It's useless. You shot your payload on the boss."
Uh-oh.
And again, that was dark and funny.
Like,
I was like, oh my God.
Again. Like,
really
Ruby's
suggestive.
Dirty mind.
Demons are very like sex, blood, and rock and roll.
Yeah, they're literally so sexual. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The angels too. Like what Zachariah was offering. Like,
he was like, "Oh, have your pick of women. Women are objects. Here you go. Take Marianne." Yeah. So Sam says, "The blood. You poisoned me." And Ruby says, "No, it wasn't the blood. It was you and your choices. I just gave you the options, and you chose the right path every time. You didn't need the feather to fly. You had it in you the whole time, Dumbo. I know it's hard to see it now, but this is a miracle." I know the Dumbo slayed me. I was like, oh my God.
This is funny.
So long coming. Everything Azazel did and Lilith did just to get you here. And you were the only one who could do it. And Sam says, "Why? Why me?"
So heartbrokenly too.
I know. And he's like on the verge of oh my God, Jared.
It becomes
Jared's
a little
face
boy.
is so cute. This is the thing though, is like with Jared's acting, He can be super evil or he can be super adorable. And if he gives you the puppy dog eyes, like we immediately forgive him for everything. We're like, oh my God, you're such a hero, Sam.
And like he was like so broken. He's like, why me? Like,
Yeah.
why? He wanted to be the chosen one in the right way, but he was
Yeah.
the chosen one in the wrong way.
Oh,
He really was.
And he's literally in the last like 30 seconds gone from literally looking like a demon and really evil to puppy dog eyes.
On the verge of tears. Like, what do you mean I'm not the hero? Yeah. And we go for it because it's amazing acting.
He
Ruby
was manipulated.
says, yeah.
But then at the same time, the way Ruby says it, like, you took the choice, you made the choices.
You had it.
And that's the most heartbreaking thing. He didn't need the blood because we saw in season 2 all the other telekinetic kids, none of them drank demon blood and they were super powerful.
Yeah.
Ruby just tricked them into using that as the trigger for his powers.
That's a really fucking good point. Absolutely.
It's so
right.
sad.
It is very sad. It makes it all the more tragic. So Ruby says, because it had to be you, Sammy. It always had to be you. You saved us. You set him free, and he's going to be grateful. He's going to repay you in ways that you can't even imagine. And I was like, Ruby really thought Sam was going to embrace evil and be her evil husband. She was planning a demon wedding at this point. She is thrilled.
She was in love with him. Like, she loves him.
She is straight up like, this is the best thing ever. My dad's coming home. He's going to meet my future husband. We're going to get married. That was the vibe. Dean finally
Which is
breaks
cute because they do in real life.
Yeah, I love it.
I think they were they? I don't know if they were dating at this point. I think
they were probably dating by this episode.
Yeah,
because he was immediately into her, and he says that over and over and over again. And
the Ruby and Sam scenes were very freaking explicit for
like
they had to be into each other for that.
Yeah.
I don't know how they aired that.
All of the directors and the producers were like, the chemistry. There's something real here.
I don't know how they aired that without like any sanctions.
Like, again, how is this network TV, guys?
Yeah, it was so explicit. It's like almost like it was like softcore porn, essentially.
Yeah, it really is.
Like vampire porn.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. Vampire Diaries wasn't even that like sexual. Like, there's no scene in Vampire Diaries that's like that.
That's actually a really good point. Yeah, you're not wrong about that. It's very HBO. Honestly.
Yeah, that's like super HBO.
That's very HBO. So Dean finally breaks in and draws the knife. Ruby stands to confront him and she says, "You're too late." And Dean says, "I don't care." And I was like, this is the most thirst trap of all the thirst traps, okay? Angry Dean about to kill the bad guy, giving no fucks. 10 out of 10. Ultimate, amazing, cool guy attitude, okay? So Dean advances on Ruby. Sam stands and grabs her from behind, holding her in place as Dean stabs her. She flickers with light, then crumples to the floor, dead.
Oh. I was like, oh my God, they killed her. But also, Dean must have been so satisfying because he's wanted to kill her this whole time.
Yes, like I was so happy too. I was like, damn it.
And he like twists the knife as well.
Yeah.
They could have still played it as Ruby didn't know, like she was genuine about it. She just didn't care if Sam actually like died to like save the world.
Yeah.
But the reveal is like, oh my God, everything for the past 2 seasons has been bullshit.
Yeah.
The rage we feel for Sam and Dean.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate I told you so stab ever.
It really is. So Sam to Dean says, "I'm sorry." And he is like a broken man at this point. And the blood pouring out of Lilith has finished its pattern on the floor. A white light shoots out from the central point of the pattern and the convent begins to tremble. Dean says, "Sammy, let's go." And Sam, who's clutching Dean's shirt as Dean grabs Sam's jacket and they're staring at the light, says, "Dean, he's coming."
That was scary.
Yeah. There's another flash of white and then we cut to black.
And then that ringing noise.
Yeah, it's so creepy.
It's a creepy ending. I just wrote,
ending.
There's a cliffhanger. Damn it, when do I actually get to see Lucifer?
Yeah.
Oh, I think you get to see Lucifer a few episodes into season 5. I don't remember exactly.
Well, I posted a
I know he
meme
exists.
of Mark Pellegrino, right? And she was like, "Who is he? He's hot." And I'm like, "That's the devil, my friend, and he is hot." So we're really excited to see Lucifer. I was like, Sam and Dean have kind of reverted into scared little kids at the end, which makes it really scary. Like I said before.
Yeah, episode 3, I think, is when we get the first reveal of Lucifer.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm so excited for season 5.
At least they've kind of made up at the end here. They might be about to die, but
yeah,
you'll see how it goes into season 5.
Yeah,
it's a very seamless transition. Like the way their relationship. It's not like everything is fixed automatically. Season 5 is one of the best seasons.
Easily, yeah.
Nice.
Right.
It's so good. It makes me want to rewatch it like right now. There's so many fun. Also, like the fun episodes. There's a lot of fun episodes of season 5. Even considering the stakes of like Lucifer being out.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's a lot of them. Well, not a. No, I'm gonna say a good number of really, really popular episodes happen in season 5. Like fan.
Yeah, like I'm
episodes.
looking, and it's like banger, 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 banger. Like, oh my god, they're so good.
At the end
That
of
is
this,
good.
Laura's gonna be like, right, that's it. I'm watching the next episode.
As a first time watcher, my like initial thoughts at the end of this episode are like I literally don't know what is going to happen, because is there an actual apocalypse? Do they stop it somehow? And I don't know. There's 15 seasons, so they must do something. But I'm like, I have no idea.
Season 5, that's the whole season about season 5. Season 5 was actually supposed to be the ending. I'm sure Joyce has already told you that.
Yeah.
That was the original ending.
Yeah.
I don't know if the last scene of season 5 is the original ending, but I know that the plot that happens in season 5 was the original ending.
I know that lots of people say about there's either people who think it should have ended or people that are happy it carried on. What do you think?
No, it shouldn't have ended. Like, people don't like season 6 and like 7 and beyond, but I'm like, no, those seasons have great episodes. The like the arcs there, they move past what season 5 was. Like, seasons 1 through 5 is one cohesive story about Sam's demon blood and Lucifer, and then season 6 and beyond go into different like story arcs.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Should we do games then?
Yes, please, Laura. Let's play games.
Right. Our first category is villain hot or not.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah,
but I don't know who is Ruby the villain?
Okay.
Yes.
Ruby's a hot villain. Can confirm. Yes. Okay, and also Sam is a hot villain in this episode, because Sam is quite villainous in this episode. So there's two hot villains.
I don't think so. I mean, the most evil thing Sam did is kill that lady.
He killed her and drank her, bro. He killed her.
He didn't kill her. Ruby killed her.
Like, these are such technicalities.
He thought he was doing a good thing. So it's like, is it evil if you're like Ruby said, how many people do they stab with the knife? So are we going to consider them evil for every stab? That woman was eating babies.
Okay, all right. I'm going to let you have it. You're passionate. I'm going to let you have it. So I'm going to say Ruby's my hot villain.
It's got to be Ruby or Lilith, right? I mean, they dressed Lilith up to die.
Oh, I forgot about
Lilith
Demon Barbie doll Lilith. She's a hot villain for sure. Easily 10 out of 10. Yeah.
Okay. Episode scare rating out of 10.
I gave it a 10 only because I remember how scared I was the first time that I watched it, and I was really scared, especially at the ending. I was holy fuck.
The finale is a 11, 12, because you're like, oh shit, Lucifer.
Breaks the scale.
What?
Yeah. See, I think the next episode's gonna be scary because you haven't actually seen it. They've just opened it at the moment. I only gave it an 8.5.
Cold, Laura. Cold.
Laura's like, Lucifer. I know Lucifer.
She's like, it's
alright. 8.5.
Not that bad.
World is possibly ending 8.
Yeah,
that was pretty scary though. Maybe I'll give it a 9 actually.
Okay, thank you.
Favorite quotes.
So mine is Dean smashes the angel figurine and Cass appears saying, "You asked to see me." And then Chuck, "Oh yeah, really? At the same time? Really? Wow, that sounds moist." And then he says, "Sometimes you gotta live like there's no tomorrow." "No, lady, this is definitely supposed to happen. I just gotta call you back." And then he's like, "You guys aren't supposed to be here. You're not in this story." And Cass says, "Yeah, well, we're making it up as we go." And then Ruby says, "Don't hurt yourself, Sammy. It's useless. You shot your payload on the boss."
Oh yeah, that one was funny.
I think mine is "you bitch, you evil bitch," because you could just feel Sam's anger.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All the manipulation is like, I hate you.
That's a solid call. I love that one as well.
I liked Zachariah, the Russell Crowe quote.
Oh my god, yeah, you're
complete with surly
Russell
attitude.
Crowe. Yeah,
Zachariah is super sassy too for objective, like for a supposedly emotionless angel.
He is very sassy.
Where do you learn sarcasm from?
I don't know.
I love
that.
It's when anything that Bobby says that's sassy is like, oh, I could have said one of Bobby's quotes from the beginning. I didn't put those in.
Bobby's apple pie quote.
Boo-hoo, princess.
That monologue.
Yeah, that's a really good monologue.
I think I should have said that. And I also had Ruby when she's saying, "I'm awesome" at the end. That was good.
Yeah.
Best thirst trap.
Okay. Cass busting Dean out of Angel Prison. Dean saying, "I don't care," and stabbing Ruby. Cass fighting the Archangel. Cass saying, "Yeah, well, we're making it up as we go."
Just all of
Dean putting his head down to meet Cass's eyes all aggressively, and saying, "You can take your piece and shove it up your lily white ass." Loved it. What about you?
Mine were... I did have a Dean one, actually, when Dean's worried about Sam when Zachariah is saying he's going to do something to him. Or when he busts through the door at the end, or just Sam confronting Lilith at the end.
Out of the Winchesters, it's got to be Sam doing the choking motion.
That's
like
a good one.
For everybody, for like all the Sam girls, that's probably like the gif.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the dark Vader, with the dark demon eyes.
Yeah.
That is all the fan fiction in one shot.
Yeah. That's an excellent point.
Right, MVP. Who are we going to give it to?
I put Cass and Dean, but mostly Cass. Not that we really accomplished anything this episode, technically.
Yeah, they literally didn't. They didn't stop the seals.
They got there and they tried.
MVP, based on who won, it's got to be Ruby. Because Ruby won.
Yeah.
But if we're voting on the guy on the side of the good guys, it's got to be Cass because he tried his best.
He really did.
Everything.
Like
he's
right. If they had been a little bit faster and Dean had gotten there before Ruby could do what Ruby was doing, they would have won. Like
if Cass teleported Dean right next to Sam, then he would have definitely been the GOAT.
Yeah, that would have been definite MVP status.
But I don't think they knew how close they were cutting it. To be fair,
no,
very fine.
He got him pretty close.
He did, yeah.
He got him within earshot.
Yeah.
He did that much. Best effort.
And then usually we rate the motels, but there wasn't a motel, so
I just wrote no motel, only creepy angel green room with zillion mirrors. 3 stars.
I don't know if you told Laura this yet about the motel, but the set is the same exact set, just decorated differently every time.
Yeah, the Lego.
we always laugh about the
once
wall
you notice
thing.
it's like, oh my god, it's so funny.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't notice it until like my 7th or 8th rewatch.
Yep. That's where I was like, listen, we're gonna play a game and it's gonna be about the motels.
Where it's like, what's on the dividing wall today?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's always something on that wall.
So yeah.
That's it. That's the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much to Wally for hanging out with us on this episode.
It's been really
so
fun.
much fun. This was
Thank you for
such a good
me.
idea. You're welcome. And come back
I
anytime.
messaged you the day you followed me. I was like, oh my god, a supernatural podcast. I have to be on.
Yeah, I was like,
Excellent.
oh, I don't know. Do you think that he would come on? And then I was like, I'll ask. I was like, Wally, would you ever consider coming on a podcast? And Wally was like, yeah. I was just like, yes.
I think it's been nice for Joy to have someone who she can actually talk to about it because I can't.
That's the only.
We could do like a whole spoiler podcast episode. We should talk about
all the things that happen.
Yeah, for like 3 hours, just talk about supernatural.
Yeah, it's been amazing having you on, Wally. Would you like to tell people if you have any cool projects coming up, where they can find you on socials? Like, just.
I am the Wally Verse on like literally every platform: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I post the same stuff all over, and I don't have anything special coming up, but I may have a few podcast appearances on different shows.
Nice.
I'm also going to a convention in December, Hallmat. If anybody's going there, pull up if you see me.
Cool.
I don't know what cosplays I'm doing yet. I have to decide. Definitely Hawks though. My wings are in the back. I don't know if you can see them.
Not from this. Oh, that's sick. That's amazing.
Cool. So that's one for sure. But I don't know. I might be at Okaroon again.
That was a really cool one. I love Dana.
That's one of my favorite ones, honestly.
Yeah, that was awesome. Okay, so you guys, if you are into anime, if you're into superheroes, if you're into supernatural fandoms, witty observations, make sure that you check out his socials and follow him everywhere he's doing his thing so you don't miss anything. Thank you so much again. Thank you for listening to this episode. We wouldn't be here without you. We actually really recently just hit 5K, guys, and we've been blown away by all the really cool comments and the messages you're telling us about what's going on in your days. We love to hear it. Thank you for being the best listeners ever. Thank you for sticking with us through this whole season, and we can't wait to see you in season 6.
Yeah, and we'll have a wrap-up episode next week.
You mean season 5?
Oh, sorry, I do mean season 5.
Yeah, Joy skipped.
I need someone for continuity. It's either going to be Laura or someone. 3 concussions, people. I'm doing my best. Okay. So again, see, Wally is valuable, you guys. Go follow Wally immediately right now if you're not already. Go do that. He'll help you. Keep track of things. All right. So that's it for us today. Thank you so much for listening. We will catch you in
Thank you.
season 5. Bye.
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 Thanks for tuning in. If you like this episode, please rate, review, and subscribe. We would be very grateful. And if you know someone who would enjoy it, please share.
You can find us on Instagram at The Witches of Letters Podcast, or you can email us at thewitchesofletters@gmail.com.
Until next time, stay safe out there, have each other's backs, and always keep fighting.